Shut up, the footy's on Triple M.
Triple M rocks footy. Full-time highlights.
Get expert service trusted by the trade at your local Mitre 10 Trade Centre.
Quick play the ball. Dogsy still 10 away. Again, they go up the middle. So, Saluka for feeder. Must be an obstruction or else that is a horrible bit of defence by Parramatta. They just let Saluka for feeder stroll over. Comes to Barlaw, hurries it on. Ball is tapped on. Laid away to Penasini, and Penasini scores. Well done to the Parramatta Eels. They're inspired this afternoon. And Penasini is over in the corner. Comes left side. Away to Sexton. Sexton to Hayward. Runs the angle on to Sherry. Sherry goes himself and scores. Off the Crichton tackle, which led to a penalty. A clinical try from the Bulldogs.
Yeah, look, I don't agree with the penalty down, but I'll take anything as a fan of the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs.
Man to Sexton. On it goes to Tracy. Giving it on to Wilson. Wilson's over. Brilliant put down. If he's going down, it's a great try. He's nodding his head to his questioning teammates. And he's got his first for this afternoon, Blake Wilson. Now Brown gets it. On the angle. Throws to Yongi. Chance. Out to Adokar. Adokar is in. Parramatta are back. And Adokar for now has the last laugh. They get a knock on. It's pretty much all over. It's a deep kick. Oh, a lot of bodies collided. Game over. Penalty Canterbury. Crichton's kick. Oh, nearly hit the post. Sneaks in. But it's Canterbury's afternoon.
Hello and welcome. The last game as Triple M rocks the football for Ream Hot Water and McDonald's. Ben Dobbin, Josh Reynolds, Ben Teo from Four Pines Stadium, where Canberra take on the Manly Seagulls. This game has so much about it. It's a sellout at Four Pines, and I call it Brookvale Oval. Josh Reynolds, a very good evening to you. What a game to finish round 3 of the Telstra Premiership.
Hey Dobbo, hey Benny, hey all listeners. Yeah, what a game it's going to be. Probably the game of the round.
Yeah.
Two teams. One of them who surprised me. The Raiders have really surprised me this year. They've just played really tough and a really nice brand of football. Jamal Fogarty, I think he's a big asset for the Raiders.
Certainly is.
Well, last year when he went down, they sort of went a bit haywire. So, and for Manly, I expect another big performance from them. No Turbo. But, yeah, I still expect them to get the win at home today.
Lehigh Hopewadi comes to fullback. Clayton Fa'alolo will go in on the wing. He replaces, obviously, with Travojevic out. For Canberra, only one change. Morgan Smithies drops to the bench. Trey Mooney to start. Ben Teo, good to see you. 2 games in a row, mate, over 2 days. How are you, brother?
Yeah, it's been good. I've enjoyed all the footy this weekend, especially on Friday night. But looking forward to seeing this physical battle. I like what Ricky Stewart's done. They're putting Trey Mooney in the starting side. You know, this young kid, he's got a lot of ability. We've seen him come through the New South Wales reps teams. And, both of these teams, I think, after round 1, we were raving about them. But the Raiders went on with the job and beat the Broncos. And Manly had a tough trip over to New Zealand, going down 36-16. So I think they'll want to get back on the horse. But I'm pretty keen to see the Screen Machine team go again.
Triple M rocks the footy for Mitsubishi Heavy Industries Air Conditioners Australia. Hello to everybody on the sideline tonight. He, normally does the 4 o'clock game, but when this game was the late game, he didn't want to travel because he could be the tightest man in Australia. Brent Reid on the sideline for the first time tonight, thanks to Bob Jane T-Mart. Hello, Reedy. How are you?
It's lucky too, Dobbo, because I forgot my pass. I had to drive home and get the right pass. Lucky I only live 5 minutes down the road.
No.
Hey, Dobbo, nice touching moment this before kick-off. Manly will wear black armbands tonight for June Penn, the mother of Rick Penn, but also for Bo Hewitt, a young local kid who passed away this week. The Manly players were very close to Bo Hewitt, and they're just showing some images of him on big screen right now with some of the players. So they'll be pretty pumped up for him tonight, I would imagine.
Yeah, they are touching scenes, what we are seeing and witnessing at the moment at Four Pines. A huge crowd on hand. We're going to take a break, come back in 30 seconds as kick-off not far away from Four Pines Stadium.
An open flame whooshes to life. Dialed down. Simmering. The splat and sizzle of a juicy onion. Pops of hot oil. The flames hiss and rise, and then the delicious, sweet searing of a steak. Each side to perfection. A barbecue, a season of everyday sounds waiting to be rediscovered. Whatever sounds you've lost, our hearing experts could help you find them again. To book a hearing appointment, search Specsavers Audiology.
Shut up, the footy's on Triple M.
For Ream Hot Water
Water and McDonald's. Super Lamb rocks footy.
Emotional scenes from 4 Pines as Canberra and Brisbane get their final words from their coaches before they come out. Ben Teo, a tip from you before this one, mate.
I'm going for the green machine, mate.
Green machine. In Ricky we trust. Josh Reynolds, who do you like, mate?
I'm not trusting Ricky today. I think, which is, I hope no one tell him I said that, by the way. He's had to go with a couple of journalists lately, but yeah, I think Manly, even without Turbo, I still like the combination of Brooks and Cherry Evans, and I think they'll just be a little bit too strong for them, but a good game, cracking game either way, boys.
Yeah, look, I'm looking forward to this one. Brent Reid on the sideline. Who do you like in this one, mate?
Yeah, I like Manly, Dobbo. Obviously, with Tommy out, they've got a great replacement now in Lehigh Hopewadi, so I think Manly get the job done at home.
Yeah, all thanks to Ream Hot Water and McDonald's. If you're just joining us, a really good game of football that we just saw. Bulldogs beating the Eels 16 points to 8. That was semi-final-like, and Parramatta, although they didn't get the chocolates, we saw some real improvement from them. As Canberra make their way out now, this game so important to the Canberra Raiders, and some huge raps on this side. They make their way out now onto 4 Pines, led by Jamal Fogarty. Also, K.O. Weeks at fullback, Tamale, Timoko, Sebastian Chris, Xavier Savage, Ethan Strange, Jamal Fogarty, Papali'i, Starling Horsburgh, Young, Nicholson, Trey Mooney starts, Paddy Sasangi, Morgan Smithies and Atta Mariota. They are coached by the great Ricky Stewart. And what about this? Most games, he's the second highest, Josh Papali'i. He's a warrior. Ben Teo, he knows how to go, doesn't he?
Oh, one of the most impressive things about him, I liken him to Ruben Wiki, someone who started out in the centres, then worked their way into the edge forward, then went into the middle and finished up at front row. He's been one of the best at every position, so I rate him as one of our greatest forwards.
Here come Manly, Lehigh Hopewadi at fullback, Saab, Kula, Garrick, Falolo, Brooks and Cherry Evans, the great Daly Cherry Evans, Paseka, Jazz Tavanga, Takiaho, Olakawadu, Travojevic and Jake Travojevic, Simpkins, Corey Waddell, Ethan Bullymore and Josh Aloi. What a forward pack and what a bench. Oh, this has got everything there. Coached by Anthony Seibold. Referee, Grant Atkins. And I just love seeing Brookvale. Like it's a sellout. It's 4 Pines, but it's Brookvale Oval to me. The hill is packed. It's a special night for Manly. You're tipping Manly. Teo's tipping Canberra. Reedy, of course, because he's from the Northern Beaches and he's trying to run for mayor there in some time. He's on the Manly train. I'm with you, mate. I'm the Green Machine, the nation's capital. It's a special time. Canberra will kick off. Manly will get the first opportunity as Triple M rocks the football for Remote Water and Macca's. Saab takes it and straight away they're into it. This time it's Takiaho who makes the first carry. Tavanga, an off-season recruit, and Jason Saab making second tackles and almost got through, running like a middle forward. So they're up to the 20. They're running to the north. Tavanga then goes to that man, Paseka, Taniela Paseka, just such a warrior. Looks awfully fit this year, and they're already up towards that 30-metre line. Tavanga now out the back. They go to the left, Brooks, and this is where they go. Hopewadi going along, and he's brought down. So, danger signs already. They're over the halfway as Ben Travojevic takes the ball, and that's a great set by Manly. They're already 38 metres out as they go to the right, and Cherry Evan kicks on the last tackle. A high kick, and this is where they'll take it. Oh, Weeks took it beautifully. Playing against his former club. He started his career at Manly as Xavier Savage comes off the line. So a lovely start from Manly. They got through their set nicely as Fogarty with Timoko, who makes easy carry. He makes around that 6 metres. Starling into dummy half. Here's Big Red, Corey Horsburgh. Just been awesome in the first couple of weeks of the Telstra Premiership. Dropped 10 kilos, and it's all about a for it. Now they come with Trey Mooney making a strong carry. He'll get up and play the ball on the last. Just short of the halfway, Fogarty will kick inside his 40. This one time it is high. The ball is very high. Goes across to Falolo, who shifted on to Hopewadi, and they bring it back. 2 gone, no score on the Beacon Trade scoreboard. Manly and Canberra, and Ben Teo, a nice start from both sides, just getting through their sets.
Yeah, everyone getting through their sets. Nice and direct from Manly Seagulls, using their big front rows to lay the platform, but also looking to shift. Brooks getting a nice shift out the back on play 3, and then the Raiders coming straight back through the middle. They've got the highest dummy half runs of the competition, as we see a penalty here, and a bit of back chat. Beautiful.
And a bit of back chat, so Grant Atkins isn't tolerating anything, Josh Reynolds, and Canberra, they've let them go through, and Olakau'atu, he did it well. There was a hand in the ruck, and then a little bit of chat. Now they're 35 metres out with a real opportunity.
Yeah, Big Papa's throwing the ball away there and cost his team another penalty. But we speak about intent at the start of games and not dipping the toe, and Manly have definitely not done that. They've come out, all their forwards carrying onto the ball, and as Benny said, a nice early shift, giving them some confidence.
Takiaho takes the ball almost close to the Westpac red zone. They'll get 6 again. Cherry Evans back inside to Paseka. Paseka making good metres. Really strong run. Takes it to the 10-metre line. Centre of the field, and this crowd from Manly already starting to bay for blood. Brooks to that left. He tips one back inside to Ben Trbojevic. He's brought down by Weeks, along with Hudson Young and Starling. So now they'll open up the right-hand side. It goes across to Olakau'atu, who ran a flat line. It was read well by Canberra. And they're 1 metre out. They'll get a 6 more penalty again. Grant Atkins not mucking around with ruck infringements. Jazz Tavanga, and he's wrapped up. It was a nothing play. 4 gone, no score. Manly right on the attack. It goes to Jake Trbojevic on the right. Then it comes across. Olakau'atu running, steaming, still going. Hudson Young holds him up. He's been held up. Well, if that's any sign whatsoever, Olakau'atu, he got over the line, but Hudson Young did a great job, Josh Reynolds, in holding him up. It was destructive, is an understatement. Manly are really starting hot at the moment.
So hard to stop there so close to the line. They always use him on those drop plays and angle plays.
Here they come again. Jake Trbojevic with the ball. No score on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. 4 gone as now Tavanga goes across to the left. Brooks double pumps, comes out the back. It goes across now to Fa'alogo. He almost got dragged into touch. It was a poor pass in the end from Brooks. The open side's the right. They're still on the attack, Manly. Jazz Tavanga. Then he tips around to Paseka. Paseka holds the ball up, trying to get his arms free. A third tackler in Trey Mooney comes in, wraps him up and brings him to the ground. They're back to the 15. They'll now go back to the left. The last tackle. Brooks goes out the back. Better ball. Cool. All played on. Savage saved the ball. I think there might be a try there. I think Ben Trbojevic has scored a try. There's knock-ons. Grant Atkins is going to have a look at this.
Okay, mate.
There was lots of hands involved.
Okay, Ash, I'm back to... I got a touch by Canberra. We got a no try. I'm back to tackle 1. Can we review? It goes... knocked back Canberra, then touched again before the last grounding by Manly.
So Ben Trbojevic has scored the try, but it looks like Fa'alogo has touched the ball. Xavier Savage
ball
definitely
knocked backwards by Xavier Savage. It's now knocked forward by Clayton. He needs to regain possession. It now touches Xavier Savage again, which constitutes a knock-on.
Knock-on from Manly.
Have a decision.
Benny Teo, really threatening at the moment. No try, by the way, so Manly dodged that, but gee whiz, Canberra are under the attack early.
Yeah, playing nice and direct, Manly. They go to their right-hand side. They want to get early ball to Olakau'atu, but then they've come to their left-hand side twice now. They went with the face ball there to Fa'alogo, and this time they're just getting it in Kohler's hands early. He ran like a really direct line, got an offload, but just too many hands on that one for my liking.
Yeah, but it seemed like that was a bit of a pre-play. Luke Brooks must have seen something throughout the week that, Fa'alogo might be jamming in, but probably the play was to hit his centre and try and beat his other centre on the outside.
Expert comments thanks to Seabus Super. No score yet. 6 gone. Manly Canberra sell out of Brookie as Canberra come off their own line. This time Hudson Young. He runs into Olakau'atu and Jason Saab along with Ruben Garrick and almost up to that 30-metre line. So Canberra had to do a lot of defending early. So far, so good. Papali'i spun into one and met Jazz Tavanga and Taniela Paseka. So they'll get back up and go to the left. Here's the red terror, and oh, look at that. Olakau'atu comes out of the line. There's serious intent on the big red terror, Corey Horsburgh. Starling makes a short play the ball. He dances one, goes across to Young, and Young makes a quick 15 metres up towards the halfway line. So Canberra having a better set. This time it's Strange who goes high, Hopewadi took it nicely, Lehigh Hopewadi, and he comes back, runs into Trey Mooney and also Matty Nicholson, who had such a great debut in the NRL last week with 2 tries, and they give another penalty away. So that's 2 in a row, Josh Reynolds, and Trey Mooney this time just a little overzealous in the tackle, and all that pressure that they're putting on Manly is gone once again.
And that's one thing you cannot do on the road, Dobbo, is be ill-disciplined, especially at Brookie. I'm calling it Brookie as well today, mate. But, boys, how good is it to see Ola Kawatu going after Big Red?
Oh, I love it.
A battle going on. Something's going to explode today. I can feel it.
Who'd you used to try and line up, Tio? Who was the bloke that when you were playing you used to? Because you were a bit like Ola Kawatu. You used to come out the line.
No, I didn't have anyone specific. Halfbacks.
With the ball.
Halfbacks.
Oh, he's a bully, mate.
He really was. Tavanga now goes to the left. Cherry Evans double pumps, puts one back inside to Paseka, and he'll play the ball 28 metres out. No score. Manly making inroads into this Canberra defence at the moment. They'll go back to the right, Manly. Here comes Cherry Evans out the back to Hopewadi. Long pass to Saab. Saab going down that western touchline, and he's brought down in a good tackle as well. This time by Sebastian Chris. They're 10 metres out, right in the Westpac red zone. Tavanga out the back. It goes to Jake Travojevic, then to Brooks, then to Hopewadi, then to Kola. Now it goes Failolo. He beats one, ducked under another. They drag him towards that touchline. He looked like he might have dropped that. Sideways at the moment, Manly. 4 tackles gone. The open side is that right. Now Jazz Tavanga tips one back inside to Taniela Paseka. Paseka got the offload back to Tavanga. He comes to the left-hand side. Jazz Tavanga going close for the line. He's over the line. And Canberra once again will hold him up, take him back to the 10. So as much as Manly are throwing everything at Canberra at this moment, Canberra are doing a really good job defensively online. So they'll play the ball. And now they'll go back to the right. Last tackle, Cherry Evans shifts it. Brooks out the back, took it himself. They wrapped him up. Oh, he got hit hard. Luke Brooks got absolutely blindsided by Josh Papali'i. Changeover, no score. Benny Teo, Canberra doing a nice job defensively at the moment.
Yeah, they are, and that's the last place you want to be if you're Luke Brooks with the footy in your hand and Papali'i, Horsburgh, Hudson Young coming after you. But I just think the Raiders have done a great job turning them away. But Taniela Paseka, he's really causing them issues close to the line. He's standing in tackles, he's offloading. It doesn't seem like they can get him to ground.
They play the ball quickly now. Timoko now goes across to Matty Nicholson, and he comes off the line and meets Ben Travojevic. They'll come back now. Trey Mooney with a better run. Ran into Jake Travojevic and is going nowhere. So they'll play the ball just short of the halfway line. Fogarty will say, we're going out of here, and goes high. So they're going to test Lehigh Hopewadi. Took it nicely. And now Manly come back. So 9 minutes gone and still no score. Both sides testing each other. Defensively, Canberra very, very good. But on attack-wise, Manly looked the better of it early, Josh Reynolds, as they come off their line now, running towards the north. As Saab comes in for some work. He's got the fresh haircut, the plaits.
How do you reckon you'd look at them, mate?
Well, you've got to have hair to be able to do that. I've got no hair whatsoever at all. I wouldn't have minded, though. Takiaho with the ball, short of the halfway. Tavanga goes to Brooks. It's a left side short corridor. And Ben Travojevic makes a quick 15 metres, gets up, plays the ball. Open side's the right. They're 40 metres out. Last tackle. Cherry Evans goes skybound, and he has gone proper skybound. And K.O. Weeks took it beautifully. The chase was good. Beat one, beat two. Comes back. So, passing so far as Savage comes out. Xavier Savage comes up. Beat another one. Beat two. Look at him go. That's a great run by the winger. If he can stay in touch. If he can stay in touch. Gets the offload to Fogarty. It's a penalty. Well, hang on.
What's happening here?
What's happened there?
Going back.
Well, hang on. They're going back to a play here. Have I missed something?
You're out of play. You can't take part in that play.
Oh, downtown.
You've got to get behind the play the ball.
So,
who's he called?
He's called Fogarty because he didn't come back as Savage. So you can see Jamal Fogarty came back and then he didn't make an effort to get back. Then he got put on side. We'll stay with Manly now, who have a real opportunity to score. 29 to play in the first half. Tavanga goes to the right. Brooks dances around, goes to Cherry Evans. Double pump spear. He almost ran. Ola Kawatu ran a line, and Cherry Evans had to then go to ground. slowly to get to play the ball. Hudson Young. Cherry Evans is trying to milk a penalty. They come back to the left-hand side. Jake Trbojevic only knows one way, and that's straight up the guts. He's 5 metres out. Westpac red zone. No score, Manly, Canberra. So they'll go back to that right. Now it's 10 metres out. Oh, this is better. Lehigh Hopewadi. Sebastian Chris, he just put on some footwork, and he gets dragged
what
into
about
touch.
that?
That's great defence from Canberra. Well, he beats Sebastian Chris with some footwork and then goes into touch. Benny Teo, this Canberra goal line defence is outstanding at the moment.
Well, at the moment, it's just been lots of inside pressure. They're just working for each other, and it feels like Manly are just running out of room. But this is the first time where they've really showed their physicality. 4 or 5 guys in the tackle just dragging Hopewadi over the sideline, and they just need to be patient here, the Raiders. If they can get out and get a penalty, I think they can do something with the footy.
Expert comments thanks to Seabus Super. Josh Reynolds, Ben Teo, Ben Dobbin and Brent Reid. We'll get to him in a minute. This has been a very good start to the game by Manly, but also Canberra. Oh, mistake from Savage. Well, Reedy, the crowd is starting to play a little role in it, all thanks to Bob Jane T-Marts. We'll go to you, my friend. How are you? Brent Reid, sideline.
He's gone home for something else.
Mate, this is what happens when he's down back in the Northern Beaches. I mean, seriously. Yeah, we give him a day where he doesn't have to travel much and he's getting selfies with fans. We'll get to him in a minute. So a mistake from Savage, and look at that possession at the moment. That's the big thing. 70% possession to Manly, 30% to Canberra. They can't hold on for much longer.
I will say one thing though, boys. Manly's attack looks very sideways. Looks sideways and slow. So either Brooks or Cherry Evans have got to straighten this up, or the Raiders will just keep pushing them towards the sideline.
Expert comments thanks to Seabus Super. Jazz Tavanga, 27 to play in the first half, no score. Jake Trbojevic goes straight and hard, takes it into the Westpac red zone. They're 18 metres out, centre field. They'll stay left. Brooks out the back, goes across to Ben Trbojevic on a face ball. Horsburgh, along with Matty Nicholson and Fogarty, were there to bring him to the ground. 3 tackles into the set. They're 10 metres out. Brooks tips one back inside to Jake Trbojevic, and everybody's just a fraction flat-footed at the moment. 4 tackles into the set. Now they'll get a bit of shape. Manly on the attack. It goes across. Back inside Garrick. And another penalty. This time, lead runner. So Canberra are doing everything at the moment. He's back now. He's had his selfie on the sideline for Bob Jane T-Mart, Brent Reid.
I couldn't turn the fans down, Dobbo. You know what it's like. I tell you what, this start by Canberra is unbelievable defensively. I mean, Manly's had 70% of the ball, 70% of the territory. And Canberra have just stood, this green wall has stood in front of them, turned them away at every opportunity. So at some point, you would think if they keep giving away penalties and keep conceding possession, it's going to crack. But the way they're playing, I don't know if it will.
Well, it's early days. Choice Hotel Stats, thank you for those stats. And now Sebastian Chris takes the ball on the halfway line. They haven't had any ball inside the opposition 20 yet in this match. That is a huge, huge position. And they're only completing at 60%, which hasn't been great, but their defence so far has been good. Here's Horsburgh. Can he spark something? Gets an offload to Starling. They go back to the left. They're 40 metres out. Trey Mooney gets the offload. Starling goes straight up. Starling almost got his nose through. They're 35 metres out centre field. Quick play the ball. And this is better. Fogarty goes across now to the middle and found Strange. Ethan Strange now. He's right bang smack on the 20-metre line, and they're 4 tackles in. Fogarty out the back to KO Weeks. Weeks runs into Brooks and Kohler. And he's brought down. Last tackle goes to Starling. Matty Nicholson tried to get away from one, tried to get the arms free, still going 5th tackle, and it's a changeover. I don't mind that at the end because they're backing their defence, but Canberra showed a little bit there, but this game is on a knife's edge at the moment. Josh Reynolds.
I know people might say that was a bit of a boring play down a short side on tackle 5, but you just got to think of all the defence that Canberra have had to do. They are slowly getting back into this battle, back into a bit of field position, and they just can't be disciplined here.
They can't give away a penalty at the moment as Horsburgh makes a strong tackle, and here comes Takiaho with the ball, and Siwa Takiaho takes the ball up over the 20 towards the 30. Tavanga then finds Jake Trbojevic, who's had a really strong start to the game. 4 tackles in and they're working their way up. As now, Hopewadi comes in for some work. He'll play the ball short of that halfway line. Cherry Evans goes high again, and the ball will go up, and taken nicely by Tamale. Tamale got away well. He pushed off Olakawadu, straightened up. He can find the line, and he's a real talent, some of these outside backs for Canberra. Here comes that mate, Xavier Savage, who takes the next carry. And now Matt Timoko, who's super classy, making 15 metres, and that's a great run from the centre. They're 3 tackles in as Starling dance up the middle. Starling's just been awesome the last couple of weeks. Takes the ball to 40 metres out. Now KO Weeks. They go to the left. Horsburgh out the back. It goes across to Strange. Then it goes across to Hudson Young, who put the big don't argue on Ruben Garrick. Ruben Garrick back to Strange, then to Horsburgh. Horsburgh's trying to put a bit of footwork on. He's a ballerina. Now he straightens up. Get the other way back. And see Takiaho's there to pick it up. Well, we've got a game of football in our hands. 23 gone, no score. Benny Teo.
Well, you're always going to come up with some of those errors when you're a high offloading side, and that's one of the strengths of this Raiders side, is offloading the footy with Starling just creeping around the ruck, but also their OBs, as we just see a penalty, 6 again here by Tavali. But the OBs of the Raiders have got a huge job to do in the next 10 minutes just to keep them in good field position.
Tavanga down. I'll get to Reedy in a minute. Here's Jason Starr. This is a good game of football. 22 to play in the first half. Still no score. Brookvale starting to bay for blood. As now Hopewadi goes across to Takiaho, and Takiaho marches forward. They're 30 metres out centre of the field. They'll stay left. Goes to Brooks. Out the back. Hopewadi. Kohler. Tall Kohler. And he's brought down in a lovely tackle in the end by Timoko. So they're 10 metres out, and they're making some real go of it, Manly. Jarek Travojevic goes across now. Flat pass to Olakawadu, who almost dropped the ball, and he's picked up Hudson Young and Sebastian Chris. They're just hanging on them. Last tackle, Manly goes across to Brooks. A crossfield kick. Plenty of pepper on it. Ball going back into touch, and that'll be a goal line dropout. Well, it was a good kick in the end by Luke Brooks. And Manly are doing everything right so far, but they can't crack this green wall at the moment, Josh Reynolds.
Yeah, unbelievable defence again from the Canberra Raiders, and a nice little arrow kick there from Brooksy. But the thing I'm seeing today, boys, is they're just missing Turbo on their sweep plays. When Turbo's out the back of the plays, he runs at a certain angle, puts pressure on the centre and the half. So Hopewadi's having a good game, but he just hasn't got the same sweep lines as Turbo.
So Canberra will go short and try and compete. Oh, Saab took it in the air. Great shake. So now Manly 8 metres out with an opportunity. The open side's the left. Hopewadi goes across to Takiaho, who has another run, who's been very good. 51 run metres so far, made 9 tackles, and they're 10 metres out on the first. They go back to the right. It goes to Cherry Evans, back inside to Ruben Garrick. Well, where's your edge forward? Why have they got centres doing that kind of inside ball? Now out the back. Here they go now, Manly with a 1 out play. And it's Takiaho again, 1 metre out. Can Canberra hold on? They've had to do a heap of work defensively. So Jaz Tavanga goes to the left. It goes across to Jake Travojevic, who runs into KO Weeks and Starling, along with Trey Mooney. So they'll go back to the right. Now Cherry Evans, grub a kick, picked up by Tamale. Did he get out of there? No, he didn't. Hang on.
It's in the end goal.
In goal, goal line drop out. It's a high shot as well, so Canberra escape again. Well, if anything, this defence from Canberra has been absolutely wonderful. They've had everything thrown at them, and still they can't crack at the moment, Josh Reynolds.
It's quite unbelievable, and this is what you take strength from this, bro. As the Raiders, you just got to hang in, and all of a sudden you think you're tired, but you get the ball and you just get this sudden burst of energy because you've defended your line for 6-7 sets. So quite exceptional. Ricky Stewart will be so proud of his boys.
You're liking this, Benny Teo. I know you do the defence at the Broncos. This is right in your wheelhouse at the moment.
Well, I am. Just the amount of possession that they've had against them. 20 minutes they've been defending their line. I can only really remember Canberra being down attacking the Manly line once when they ran it into the corner on last play. If they can get down here and get something, all right, the confidence of them will go through the roof.
Well, they're 40 metres out with a big opportunity to the left-hand side. Out the back they go. Fogarty now goes to Sebastian Chris. Chris is over the 20. He takes it himself. Chris gets there.
Oh.
Sebastian Chris, you picked it, Benny Teo.
What a...
Bang! They went to the left and Canberra score. 19
What a
to play
line.
in the first half. 4-0 kick to come on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
That is an absolutely unbelievable line there from Sebastian Chris. And this Canberra side, wow. I've never seen a side in a long, long time take this much punishment, have no ball. They should have got a penalty there. But this line, a centre is the guy that creates these lines week in, week out. And Sebastian Chris has been on fire this year, boys. And what a turnaround. This Canberra side this year are so tough, Benny.
Yeah, they are. And just the way, as I said, and you said also, when you've turned a team away for so long, yes, you've got the fatigue, but there's some type of confidence deep down in you that you understand that, hey, guys, we're on today. And just seeing that nice line there, Fogarty drifting across field on the left-hand side. He showed a dummy underneath, and then he hit a short ball for Sebastian Chris. And Ruben Garrick, he just got caught looking at the wrong man. He was looking inside, the line hit outside his hip, and then it was just nice there. There was, we're going upstairs.
Hang on.
He's under review for obstruction with Corey Horsburgh.
Wow.
I think Horsburgh pulls up in this. I think he does.
Well, if they've gone to review, it's not going to get a try.
Well, it's his line on Cherry Evans.
It's got to be a penalty, though, on a late shot.
The run of Corey Horsburgh. The ball's caught on the inside. Daly Cherry Evans can't push forward here because of Corey Horsburgh in front of the play.
So,
this is what creates the gap.
I got so worked
We
up.
have a decision.
It was a great play.
That was great energy from you, Doctor.
So, have a look to see there'll be a no try. Horsburgh. But what about the late shot on...
Yeah.
Well, he can't defend you because he's in front of you.
So hang on. Grant Atkins now... obstructing the defender, so they've had a crack at Grant Atkins, so Manly will get the penalty, but Canberra, well, I'll talk to you, Coach, was that the correct decision?
Look, yeah, it was. I just think, Fogarty got the ball out the back there off Morgan Smithies, and he was just too tucked, so by the time the lead runner came across, he caught the ball on his inside shoulder, so it was a technicality. I think he got it right.
All right, well, we'll debate that very shortly as well. Paseka takes the ball. Now Tavanga, he'll go to the right. Now Manly with the ball. It goes to Lehigh Hopewadi. Now he dances around the middle and comes up, and he's 18 metres out. So Canberra, that could rattle them. This could really rattle Canberra off the back. They got so excited, so did I. Here's Cherry Evans trying to go himself, almost brought down 2 metres out. So Manly now on the fourth tackle will get up, try and play the ball. It's a slow play the ball. The crowd looking for a repeat set, and they get it. Josh Alloway. Josh Alloway is there. And he's almost brought down 1 metre out. Man bun and all, he'll play the ball. Tavanga burrows himself, held up. They'll go back to the 10, and they get a penalty.
He's gone to the bin.
He's gone to the bin.
What's that for?
What's that for?
That's a bit...
Is it because he's done the obstruction before? Can't be.
Off you go.
So Horsburgh has gone to the bin. He doesn't know what's going on. So we're just having a look at it. He wasn't square. He certainly wasn't square.
Yeah, he wasn't
He
square,
wasn't
but
square.
I mean, to go the bin for that.
Nah, that's... I hope he...
He doesn't know what he's done. But Brett Reid on the sideline for Bob Jane Team Art, try and give us some explanation to this.
I would suggest that the referee saying it was a professional foul, because if he wasn't there in an offside position, potentially Manly score a try in that moment. That's the only thing you think of, Dobbo.
Yeah.
The only reason I can give for him being sin bin for that.
He certainly wasn't square. Manly look like they're going to play on here. And Horsburgh's now, as they go, here they come. Paseka met with a brick wall, and he's wincing as he tries to get up. So he's very slow to get up. So they're going to stop the play here.
This is good for the Raiders.
Yeah, but they're a man down now.
Yeah, they're...
Ash, it's Achilles. It's Achilles, Ash.
Oh, it's Achilles.
Achilles.
No.
Oh, God.
Well, no. No, this is not nice at all. Taniela Paseka has winced when he's gone down.
Not what Manly need.
Not what Manly need at all. We're just having a look at this now, and we're just trying to get some sort of... This is not good at all, so they've stopped play straight away.
Oh, you can almost see it as he strides into that. He almost falls into the tackle. It's his last step on his right foot. Just before he goes into the tackle, he just drops. His head almost makes contact with the midsection of the Raiders players, and he knew straight away.
So Paseka, 8 runs for 60 metres, 2 tackle busts, has been very strong early. No score if you're just joining us on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Manly and Canberra. We've got Corey Horsburgh in the bin. We've had a disallowed try by Canberra. We've had a wall of green on this Manly attack. In the early game, 16-8 Canterbury over Parramatta, and Paseka gets up and he's hopping. And obviously Brett Reid will try and get the latest, but you heard Grant Atkins talking to Ashley Klein, the senior video referee, saying they thought it was an Achilles.
It looks like an Achilles.
And it was like he knew Ben Teo straight away when he said that.
Well, when the ref said that,
the Canberra strapper as well, who was there helping, but.
And I know it's not nice to think about, but sometimes when those injuries happen, you can almost hear it. So,
Olakawadu with the ball. Starling will bring him to the ground. So Ethan Bullimore, the Springshaw lad, is out on the field. So they'll go to that left. They're 10 metres out. Oh, Cherry Evans had opened up like the sea. Oh, there's a ball loose on the deck, so it goes backwards. And now Jake Travojevic, 12 metres out. Tavanga goes to Bullimore. Ethan Bullimore for the line. Port Town 1 metre out. Geez, she's improved this year. So now they'll go back to the right. Long pass goes across to Cherry Evans. Now it goes to Lehigh Hopewadi. Great tackle by Ethan Strange. Now short pass from Garrick. Garrick for the line, and he got there. Ruben Garrick scored. He went to the right, he spun. 4-0 Seagulls over Manly. 16 to go in the first half on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
If I was a half there on the open side, I would absolutely be blowing up at Ruben Garrick. What are you doing? The only time you can take it down a short side is if you score, and he's done that. But gee, boys, I was just about to say this Canberra defence again. But it's a nice play here by Garrick. There's plenty of Canberra players there. He beats about 3 of them in the end. Great show of strength from Garrick. Manly, 4-0, Benny.
Yeah, it's a nice little short side they took there. I thought Ethan Bullimore coming onto the field with a really strong run just gave them a lot of enthusiasm and energy. And then Lehigh Hopewadi out the back. I think it was Sebastian Chris gets caught in the tackle and gets hurt, and he's usually the centre that would make sure he gets down the field that short side. And Ruben Garrick just spots an opportunity there, gets down low, shrugs out of 2 tackles to score. Look, the Raiders give up the try, but it's still being very heroic from them.
Well, they're down a man, and Ruben Garrick gets the first try. He'll try and convert this kick for Pertek, the kick predictor. 78% on the Pertek kick predictor. For reliable performance, turn to Pertek. Drama resistant since 1980. He comes in now, Ruben Garrick, kicking on his home patch and never looked like missing. 6-0 Manly over Canberra's Triple M rocks the footy.
Surprise Fries is back at Macca's. Order medium or large fries to play on the My Macca's app. There's a 1 in 3 chance to win millions of prizes, plus a chance to go into the weekly draw to win $10,000 cash or one of their surprise prizes.
Well, it's a bittersweet few minutes, wasn't it, for Manly? Obviously, the try, great result, full of possession and territory they've had. But as that try was going on, Taniela Paseka was getting carried around the outskirts of this field. He's actually just made his way to the tunnel now. He talked to the doctor on the sidelines and they're taking him up the tunnel. Obviously going to do some more checks on that Achilles. But if that is a torn Achilles, that's devastating news for him and for the Seagulls, because that would mean basically his year's over, which they can't afford to lose him.
No, they certainly can't. But, I mean, he's been huge for them. I know they've got some other front rowers coming back, but that is a massive injury. You don't want to see that. Achilles are... That's a 9-month rehab. So that's 2025, and we don't know for sure, but we'll try and get some confirmation. Manly 6, Canberra 0, 15 to play in the first half. Horsburgh in the sin bin at the moment. And just what can this defence with 12 men for Canberra, what will it do to them at the back end of this game? As I understand they've been strong, but they're a man down and they're still having to defend. Possession's still 61% in favour of Manly as Cherry Evans takes the ball to the line. He goes over the halfway. Sebastian Crisp almost dragged him into touch, and Saab cleans up with a loose ball on the ground. 40 metres out as Brooks will kick on the last. They go high. K.O. Weeks positioned perfectly on the 10-metre line, and he came through. Made it around 15 minutes. Fogarty then goes to Savage. Horsburgh's got 6 minutes left in the bin. Was it an overreaction as a professional foul? Well, if they deemed he was going to score, yes, but I didn't think it was that conclusive, Josh.
Oh, I don't think so. He definitely can't be getting 10 in the bin for that. But like I said, maybe it was because he was a part of the obstruction. But you know one thing I'm happy about, boys? Corey Horsburgh held it together. We've seen in the past what can happen when he gets 10 in the bin.
Well, in the New South Wales Cup, he punched on suspicion last year. He just belted a bloke for no reason. So we love him. Oh, great take from Lehigh Hopewadi on the last. Fogarty made a huge kick, and it was taken beautifully by the fullback. So Manly will come up their own line with Jason Saab. 13 minutes left in this first half. Manly 6, Canberra 0 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard as they try to generate some momentum. Corey with Jake Simpson's out on the field now, so Manly are making some changes. Tavanga off. Been a great off-season signing, Jazz. Here's Olakau'atu. Just awesome. Olakau'atu just phenomenal and finally brought to the ground. He got kicked. Hunter Mariota got kicked in the face at the end. So they go high again. Weeks made a mistake. Ball loose on the deck and got knocked on. And I think Manly have scored.
Oh,
I think Bullimore has scored this try. They made a meal of that. Weeks, then Fogarty absolutely made a meal. The chase from Ethan Bullimore was outstanding. Manly 10, Canberra 0 with a kick to come. Josh Reynolds.
Bullimore, he's brought so much energy onto the field. As Benny said before, it was pretty much his carry that got Manly their first try. And this is what he brings. He brings energy off the bench. He might have to be playing a few more minutes now with Paseka being out, but it's all Olakau'atu from this run. He's just a beast. Trying to get the quick play of the ball. A beautiful chase from Luke Brooks. Not giving up on the play. And it just dips on Weeks last minute. And who else but Bullimore?
What was Fogarty doing?
Why wouldn't Fogarty have dived on that ball? That's the issue, Tio.
Yeah, exactly. And you can forgive Weeks there because, Manly were running downhill. It was a big bomb from Cherry Evans and Luke Brooks was right in his face and he caught it going backwards and fumbled it. But then Fogarty had an opportunity right underneath the post to just dive on the footy. He goes to try and pick it up, and I'm pretty sure it goes through his legs before Bullimore scores
100% on the Pertec kick predictor, and the conversion successful. 12-0 as Triple M rocks a footy. Manly over Canberra.
It's Australia's favourite water heater. You know who we're talking about. Built tough for Aussie conditions and manufacturing right here in Australia for over 80 years. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
I just went to have a chat to the Manly bench in about 10 per second to see if we need an update. Look, they're not willing to declare it's an Achilles just yet. They said he complained on the field that he had no power. He couldn't push off in that leg. He's still up the tunnel right now with the medical staff. But interestingly, Jazz Tavanga, who Dobby, you mentioned earlier, had an ankle problem. He obviously stayed on the field after that. He's now off the field, but he just went up the tunnel as well. Not sure if that's for the ankle or to check on Paseka.
Well, this could get interesting later on in the game because they're already a man down. You would say Paseka won't be back. Manly out to a 12-0 lead. 3 minutes remaining on the Horsburgh sin binning. And, Josh, it's been costly, that sin binning, because there's been 12 points scored since he's been off the field.
It sure has, Dobbo, but once again, it wasn't warranted. I still don't believe that he should have been sent, but yeah, it has. And Manly, they were sort of chipping away. Their attack wasn't really good, but obviously with the player down, and after Canberra have scrambled and defended so well, it's taken its toll on them now.
Here comes Cherry Evans, who's starting to get a bit of room to move. Canberra tied. They've over double the amount of tackles. 161 tackles they've made compared to 71 by Manly. So, that's going to take some toll, and they're a man down as Ben Travojevic takes the ball over the halfway. 12-0 Manly over Canberra. Triple M rocking the football for Ream Hot Water and Maccas as Cherry Evans once again goes high. Weeks under pressure. Oh, he took it, made another mistake. Now Manly have the ball. Brooks. Bullymore gets the double. From the Springshaw Mountain Men to Manly Warringah. Bullymore scores again. They've got to check it.
Yeah, they've got to check that. I feel like there was contact on the winger.
He's got no try.
Yeah. Sorry, Kyo Weeks.
Weeks looks like, talk us through this, Ben Teo.
Yeah, he's waiting for the kick to come down, Weeks. And as he's bracing himself, I feel like it's Clayton Faulolo.
Oh,
He hits
definitely.
him. Oh,
You reckon?
I reckon he didn't have eyes for the ball, mate.
I reckon Weeks touches the ball first, though.
yeah,
So if Weeks touches it first, it's play on. Mate, that's play on.
Both players are going for the ball.
yeah.
It's a contest, just making sure there's now no knock-on from Manly.
There's no knock-on from Manly because Kohler got the ball.
Yeah, in full speed, it looked like he made contact with him just before he caught it. But now in slow-mo, it's simultaneous. So I think this should be okay.
Yeah, Weeks has touched it first, boys.
Oh, Weeks is not looking
There's no
very
knock-on from
confident.
Manly. It's play on at this stage.
Well, hasn't this been a costly sin bidding now?
Position's going cleanly.
Brooks gets the ball, and guess what?
Playing on at this stage.
Well, Dobbo, it's not just the man, the bin. Weeks has come up with two ball
big
plays,
errors.
two big errors
Have a decision.
in the last 5 minutes.
Why didn't he? But Benny, why doesn't he leave the ground there? I know he did a little bit. He's got to jump above. Then the players can't go after his feet. He's got to leave the ground.
So Bullymore scores, and now Manly kick out to a 16-0 lead. And this game has been turned on its head in 8 minutes. Well, from the great Springshaw, Central Queensland, Ethan Bullymore, he was a Mountain Men junior. I played for the Mountain Men.
Did ya?
Yeah, it was
One of the great mountain men.
Well, I wasn't one of the greats, I can believe you, mate. There's plenty of great Springshaw Mountain Men, and I'm not one of them, I can tell you now. 98% on the Per-Tech kick predictor. Ruben Garrick lines this up to make it an 18-0 lead. And Canberra are shell-shocked. He'll come in, Garrick, converts. 18-0, 9 minutes to play. Manly over Canberra's Triple M rocks the footy.
Thanks to the reliable Mitsubishi Triton with best-in-class superior steering and handling, giving you the confidence to bravely take on the most rugged adventure. Nothing can frighten a Triton.
Well, we'll learn a little bit about Canberra's character now, won't we? Because they played so well early in this game. The space we just see Corey Horsburgh now on the screen in the dressing sheds with his arms raised, saying what's going on here. But obviously that 8 minutes, that sin binning's killed them, and they've got to fight their way back and make sure this game doesn't slip out of their grasp, because it could do in the next 2 or 3 minutes the way they're playing.
Well, Canberra need to get some points on the board, and that's thank you, Reedy. Reedy, please. He just put the curse on him.
Is that Kyo Weeks?
Oh, no.
The ball's gone into touch off the kickoff, and it's Weeks. He's rattled.
Yeah.
Half-time can't come quick enough for this kid. You know?
Oh, he's just, as soon as he
knew straight away.
It's gone from bad to worse.
So
it's just that mindset, isn't it? At the moment, he's just compounding his errors. He needs to get out of his head and get in there, take a couple of tough carries, maybe even get in a dummy half to keep it nice and safe.
Let's see if this Canberra defence can hold on. They trail 18-0, 8 minutes left in the first half on the Beacon Trade scoreboard as the Mountain Man in Springshaw from Ethan Bullymore takes the ball to almost the Westpac red zone. Horsburgh's only got 30 seconds left. He'll be out there. Will Manly score before that? Will they work up the middle? They're not mucking around at the moment, no, Manly. They've really got a head of steam. Hopewadi tries to play the ball on the 10. Simpkins goes to the left. Now it shifts to Jake Travojevic. Then it comes out to Brooks. Then to Ben Travojevic. And they're back and swarming on him. So, trying to get sorted. Simpkins goes back to the right-hand side. Now Josh Alloway. He brought down in a good tackle as well. Horsburgh's about to come into the field, and Horsburgh's back. So, been a costly 10 minutes as now they go back. Oh, Bullymore goes to the line again.
Oh, what a hat-trick.
Starling plays there. Simpkins from dummy half and scores.
Wow.
It was a dart from dummy half. And this is getting ugly real quick. 22-0 kick to come on the Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard, Benny Teo.
Again, off the back of Ethan Bullimore, he should be getting just try assists for all these carries he's doing. It was just in the middle of the field earlier where he came up with a really strong run and a quick play the ball, and this time he's just busting through some tackles, playing the ball about half a metre short, and it was just Simpkin there. Jake Simpkin, nice and low, throwing a little dummy, getting underneath. I'm pretty sure it was Hudson Young here at marker and Morgan Smithies. Look, just too much momentum for them to handle at the moment, the Raiders.
It's just, boys, we've spoken about Canberra, how tough they've been at the start of the game, but now, let's break it down. 2 dummy half tries. That's poor, Benny. As a defensive coach, would you be fuming coming into halftime with those 2 tries, mate?
Yeah, I would, and just I think off the back of the momentum that their carries are making, look, they need half-time at the moment, the Raiders, because the amount of defence they've done, it just seems like now Manly are running downhill, their kick chases got faster, which is putting pressure on Weeks, and it's just this momentum is coming like a bit of an avalanche, so they just need to get to half-time.
78% on the Pertec kick predictor as Garrick comes in. 22-0 Manly over Canberra. Doesn't miss. He's 4 from 4 tonight. 24-0 Manly over Canberra with 6 to play as Triple M rocks the footy in the first half.
Tradies, while you're backing your footy team, Beacon Trade's backing you. Fans, downlights and the largest range of lighting. Get what you need at beacontrade.com.au.
Well, Manly have had 83% of the ball in the last 10 minutes, and Canberra have been their own worst enemies. I've got a few choice hotel stats for you, boys.
Go.
6 penalties they've given away at Canberra. 4 set restarts. They've completed 6 of 12 in this first half. 50% completion rate. 4 errors. It's been a debacle.
Yeah, it hasn't been good. They defended well for 20 minutes, and at the 18-minute mark, Horsburgh went to the sin bin. We've got 6 minutes left, and it's 24-0. Those stats all thanks to Choice Hotels. Choice Hotels gets you more for your money, so you can check into more. Get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com.au. Simpkins now and Manly are in a mood. They lead 24-0 with under 6 to play in the first half, and you just wonder what Horsburgh says to them all. I know Ko Weeks has made some mistakes, 2 drop catches and then a kick out on the full, which has put this side under pressure, but you've
got to feel sorry for the forwards of the Raiders, Dobbo. The amount of tackling that they've been doing. You've got Xavier Savage came up with 2 errors. You've got Weeks has come up with 3. Just the amount of pressure that they've been under.
Kamale makes a mistake. He's dropped the ball now.
Now Kamale. So all wingers and fullbacks have had
wingers and fullbacks. Wingers and fullbacks.
Bloody wingers, eh, boys?
Yeah,
so they're trying them, and look, Saab goes up. Well, I just thought Saab might have got a hand to that.
Can I say one thing, boys? The Manly kick chase has been exceptional tonight. Every single bomb that's gone up, they've competed on every play. I know we can say these guys are dropping the bombs, but there's always been someone coming, hounding for that ball, going for the high ball.
You're right. So they'll play the ball with an opportunity. Manly, with 4 minutes left in this half, have a real opportunity to put some more points on. The ball with Brooks in the Westpac red zone, 20 metres out, back to the right-hand side. 24-0. This bloke, you want to talk about impact off the bench, Ethan Bullimore. Just huge. You played with him, Ben. You know the kid well. We'll go to the right. I'll talk to you a bit about him in a minute. Out the back they come. They go flat pass. Ola Kawatu brought down now 9 metres out. On the eastern side of the field. They go now to Cherry Evans. They play short side. Garrick again. It's back for a reset tackle count. So they're into the second tackle. Simpkins, Josh Alloway. So he rolls forward. Smithies brings him to the ground along with Matty Nicholson. So he had this dream debut last week against Brisbane. It hasn't gone that way so far. Little grubber kick. Ball goes through. Oh, Horsburgh's there to clean up. Goal line dropout. Well, Ricky won't let him have a break now. I reckon Ricky makes him play the next 45 minutes because of what happened, Horsburgh. But, oh, wow. So, ball goes dead, goal line dropout. You played with Ethan Bullimore, Ben Teo. You know the kid well.
He's an exceptional athlete. One of the probably most powerful, how would I put this, European athletes I've ever seen. just off the mark, crazy explosive. He's always struggled with his conditioning and being able to play big minutes, but I think Manly have got him in a really great spot here where he can come onto the field and absolutely dominate without having to play huge minutes.
He's been very good off the bench tonight, hasn't he, so far? He's got a double for Manly in the tries. Manly leading 24-0, 3 to play in the first half. They go to the right-hand side. Oh, inside pass. Now it goes to Lehigh Hopewadi, who's brought down 5 metres out. Oh, this could get ugly quick. Manly now right on the attack. Third tackle gone. Open side's the left. They come to Brooks. Brooks double pumps, finds Ben Travojevic, runs into Horsburgh and Tom Starling. And Smithy's tried to clean up around the legs, and they bring down... Well, how many metres creepers do they want? So now Manly, double pump. Lead runners, Olakawadu. Olakawadu gets the ball off. Sub, Garrick. Does he get there? I think he got held up.
No.
Oh, he's claiming it.
No.
He's got held up. Oh, he's got there.
They're going to have to go back and have a look at some of these lead lines because I'm pretty
Ruben
sure...
Garrick scores, but go on, Ben.
I'm pretty sure there was some decoy runners running the wrong lines and guys catching the footy on the inside shoulder on this play, but maybe not. But he does a good job, Garrick, and the floodgates are really opening here as we see Luke Brooks taking it to the right-hand side, gets it to Cherry Evans, who hits short to Olakawatu.
No, that's all right.
He's too big.
No, he got there. Garrick definitely got there. And sorry to undersell the try. We thought he'd been held up. But what about he got held up?
What about the line from Josh Oluwai? I feel like that was an overs line.
This is the thing with these lines. I mean, I feel sometimes they'll pull them up, sometimes they won't.
Yeah.
And that's what's frustrating. But what about the one-on-one tackle, Olakawatu, Sebastian? That's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, boys, it's any halves nightmare, one-on-one, and he's just so damaging. And there's a minute till half-time, but boys...
Oh, hang on. Well, hang on.
What do you reckon? He's dropped it?
I don't necessarily know. We're just having a look. They continue to look at it. We're just trying to see a Harvey Norman replay. I have a feeling that he might have dropped this.
I feel like...
Well, they haven't confirmed the try yet, but they're looking to try and see whether or not they can... He had complete control with the grounding. Ruben Garrick, he's claiming that he got it. Yep, he got it. So he's going to go try confirm. So he's going to go for goal with a minute left. 28-0. On the Pertec kick predictor, 47%. Well, can you believe it? With 18 minutes left in this half, it was 0-0. Garrick came through and just kicked it perfectly. 30-0 with 50 seconds left for Bob Jane team art, Brent Reid.
Yeah, Dob, it's obviously been a really hard first half for this Canberra team, but I want to give a shout out to Tommy Starling. 39 tackles he's up to, and we've still got, a couple of minutes to go. He'll hit 40 by half-time. He could be on record pace, Tommy.
Well, no number 9 should have to make 40 tackles in a half of football like that.
A game.
Seriously. I don't think it's a record that he really needs and wants tonight. Can you imagine, Ricky? What can we imagine the half-time with Ricky Stewart? It's going to be ugly.
He needs to get down on the sidelines.
Yeah, well, I was just about to say.
Yeah.
He hasn't been on the sideline, and this is part of the DNA, but it'll be about trying to show who this club is about now. Like, he will really challenge him in the next half to try and get into the grind. For Anthony Seibold, they weathered the storm, and they've peeled him open like a can of spaghetti. Now here's Olakawadu. This is where they're dangerous. Olakawadu opens them up over the halfway. He's still going. He's got numbers on the inside. He takes it himself. He ran into Weeks, and Weeks makes a tackle. Well, it was a brave tackle from the fullback. The open side's the left. They're coming on. Crossfield kick from Cherry Evans. They go up for it. Ball batted back. Ben Travojevic knocks on into touch. That'll be half-time. Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
If you're a New South Wales fan and a Manly fan, you've got a wrecking ball of an edge forward in Olakawadu. He just absolutely opened him up. What a half of football, boys. Manly 30, Canberra 0. Lots to unpack. We'll take a break as Triple M rocks the footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M! Triple M rocks footy.
thanks to the reliable Mitsubishi Triton. Nothing can frighten a Triton.
Breakfasts are so much better on Triple M these days. Bo, Woodsy and Kat, well, no Bo at the moment. He is missing in action, taking a double dip. So they got Merrick Watts, he's back, and the show tomorrow from 6 a.m. It has a lot of content, Jammer.
Mick Malloy is in the studio tomorrow, Ben, and, well, he's been up to some things in the shower. Of all places.
Oh, I don't even want to know.
Hopefully scrubbing himself down.
Reedy's back with some mail and the latest of what has gone on over the weekend as well. It's all coming up. I'm not calling it Bo Woods and Cat. I'm calling it Merrick, Woodsy and Cat. And that's from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning right here on Triple M Sydney.
Hey, Brownie, did you see the massive hanger I took on Super Saturday Live?
Sure did, Bobby Hill. Fox Footy has exclusive live footy this Saturday. Available on KO Sports. Can you believe it?
Super Saturday Live on KO Sports. Get on board.
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. The famous National Tiles Spend and Save is on now. Spend $4,000 will only charge you $2,750. Spend $2,000 will only charge you $1,450. Or spend $1,000 will only charge you $750. Yes, the more you spend, the more you save at the National Tiles famous Spend and Save. But you'll have to be quick. So rush into a National Tiles store near you or go online at nationaltiles.com.au now and save.
When the game's on, there's nothing like a Tui's new legendary refreshment. Proudly born in New South Wales, Tui's has been our beer for over 150 years. And make sure you try Tui's Ultra Zero Carbs. As good as new. The same great refreshment with zero carbs. Now, I need that. As champions of footy in New South Wales, Tui's is your game time companion. Grab one today and remember, drink responsibly.
We are Triple M Footy.
Launch your punting plan with the Ladbrokes app. Take on the fun and download the Ladbrokes app today. What's gambling really costing you?
Triple M Footy.
The tunes don't have to stop when you get out of the car. Hit up the Listener web player as soon as you log on at the office to keep streaming your favourite music. Get started at listener.com. Listener.
Everyone's favourite live concert event, Summer Salt, is back for 2025, starring a one-off lineup of Aussie music icons, Missy Higgins, John Butler, Fanning Dempsey National Park, the Waifs, the Whitlams, and Josh Pike get set for a spectacular day at Summer Salt 2025. Don Lucas Reserve, Cronulla, Sunday, April 6. Get your tickets now from Ticketmaster.
Rochelle Charles was murdered and her killer has never been caught. Join me, Ashley Hansen, cold case specialist Damien Loon, and Rochelle's sister Christy for Dear Rochelle, a new true crime series. Visit dearrochelle.com.au.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M! Triple M rocks footy.
Thanks to the reliable Mitsubishi Triton. Nothing can frighten a Triton.
Oh, welcome back to half-time where Manly are leading the Canberra Raiders 30 points to nil. Josh Reynolds, Ben Teo, Brent Reid and Ben Dobbin with you at half-time. Interesting stats. It was 0-all with after 23 minutes, and in the last 17 minutes we've seen Taniel Paseka go off with an alleged Achilles injury that could potentially see him out for the remainder of the season. Corey Horsburgh did 10 in the bin for a professional foul, obstructing on the goal line. And Manly have scored 30 points in 17 minutes. Boys, the numbers don't lie. Canberra have made 209 tackles compared to Manly's 71. Manly have had 70% of possession. Canberra completing at 50%, Manly at 85%. The stats are reflective of the score at the moment. There's a little bit more to the narrative, but I'll start with you, Josh Reynolds. It was that time where Horsburgh went to the bin and everything has been turned on its head since then.
Well, and look, I'm not going to go too hard on the refs here, but it's changed the game. It really has. And for Grant Atkins, can you 100% say that he was going to score if Corey Horsburgh wasn't there? I don't think so. So I don't think he deserved to, have 10 minutes in the bin. And if you're Ricky Stewart, you're sitting there going, I was so proud of my team, the defence, the scramble, putting their, defending for their mate. But then you let in two dummy half tries. But it was after this 10 in the bin, and Corey Horsburgh will feel terrible. But he didn't really do too much wrong, I didn't think. And then Manly, they looked a little bit sideways for me at the start of the game, nothing really clicking. But then with the man down, obviously made it a whole lot easier for their halves to be able to attack.
Ben Teo, KO Weeks then, He dropped 2 balls that led to tries and then put one out in the full, which gave him a penalty and another one. And so how do you get his confidence back in this half-time? And that's the big question going forward, because it's shot at the moment.
Well, there's nowhere to go, so he's just got to hang in there. He's got to get some more carries and just look after the footy. You know, I really feel that the outside backs have hurt Canberra today. Just the wingers and the fullback, plenty of errors, and it's been tough on their forwards making so much tackles in the middle of the field. But I just keep thinking back to a real pivotal moment where we were talking about how brave the Raiders were, and they got down for a good ball set. They made a shift to their left-hand side, and it was a clean break by Chris, who ran 40 metres to score, and it got called back for an obstruction. I think they said Jamal Fogarty caught the ball on the inside shoulder of the lead runner, and from then on it was really hard for them to sort of get their confidence and get their mojo back from there. And what's transpired the last 20 minutes has just been an avalanche of points, which has coincided with Ethan Bullimore coming onto the field and absolutely blowing this game open. I mean, he's a real crowd favourite, and his whole team is feeding off the energy.
We're just seeing some vision at the moment, and Ricky Stewart is more coaching them, and they just need to look at, okay, we're going to win this half. I mean, I don't want to say the game is gone, and it's never gone to the final whistle's blown, but if they can score first, if they can get some points and get a bit of confidence, well, this just might get the Raiders back in there. And look, they weren't all that bad. That first 23 minutes, I mean, there was an obstruction call on the Sebastian Chris try. Canberra were starting to dominate. And then how quickly this competition... So this now is going to be a real test of where Canberra's resilience is.
Yeah, well, Ricky's a smart guy. He knows that his team put in a really good effort at the start. I just literally seen him say, get your heads up. There was a few Canberra players with their heads down. They'll be feeling terrible. But as you said, Dobber, you've got to come out. You can't feel sorry for yourself. The NRL doesn't stop for anyone. So come out, have a crack, and as you said before, show what it means to you to wear this Canberra jersey.
Yep. We're going to take a break. Second half not far away as Triple M rocks the footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy. Thanks to the reliable Mitsubishi Triton, nothing can frighten a Triton.
Hot water not great? Well, for the very best in hot water, install a Rheem. We did, and it was the best decision that I've ever made. With over 80 years of manufacturing in Australia, Rheem has been building Aussie tough water heaters for Aussie conditions. Rheem has a comprehensive selection of storage, continuous flow, solar and heat pump, high efficiency options, plus warranties of up to 12 years. You can't beat it. And most advanced Rheem hot water heaters in Australia and around the world. For Australia's favourite brand that comes on steady, hot and strong, there's only one thing to ask your plumber, and that is install a Rheem. Breakfasts are so much better on Triple M these days. Bo, Woodsy and Kat, well, no Bo at the moment. He is missing in action, taking a double dip. So they got Merrick Watts, he's back, and the show tomorrow from 6 a.m. It has a lot of content, Jammer.
Mick Malloy is in the studio tomorrow, Ben, and, well, he's been up to some things in the shower. Of all places.
Oh, I don't even want to know.
Hopefully scrubbing himself down.
Reedy's back with some mail and the latest of what has gone on over the weekend as well. It's all coming up. I'm not calling it Bo Woods and Kat. I'm calling it Merrick, Woodsy and Kat. And that's from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning right here on Triple M Sydney.
She thought it was true love. He looked at her. Handsome. Nice watch. Then he just started firing questions. How much do you earn? What are your assets? Why do you need my money? It was then she realised he was a bank and would never understand her business. Red Z knows when you need a loan, you need someone that understands the self-employed. With love from Red Z. Speak to your broker or visit redz.com. Red Z. Backing those who back themselves. Australian credit licence 311128.
When you're working on your project car, you need to know it's protected. Ryco filters are engineered and tested for all Australian conditions. From cruising down the boulevard or adventuring off-road, more than on. However you drive your car, Ryco have a reliable range of quality filters for all rev heads, whether it's a hobby or a lifestyle. Next time you're in the garage, make sure you're Ryco ready for anything.
Tradies, want that kitchen job done fast? Get Caboodle straight off the shelf at Bunnings for quality cabinets, doors, bench tops and hardware without the fuss, so you can finish that kitchen or laundry job in no time.
Time now for some more hot dates.
Win fuel and flights every hour right now at BP.
Fly into BP for your chance to win with BP Rewards. T's and C's apply. Hot dates. Allianz Insurance Australia, the winner of 2024 CanStar's Outstanding Value for both home and contents insurance. Allianz Insurance Australia. To find out more, visit allianz.com.au.
Hot dates. Pencil them in.
At Bunnings, we've got the widest range. We've got warehouse prices to help you get things under control in your yard.
Rakes, blowers, and get the headphones on and get in the zone. You can tidy up for the lowest prices.
Cyclone Ratchet Lopper, only $79.98. Saxon Garden Cart, $99. Saxon Garden Bags pack of 3, just $6.97. Where you find a competitor's lower price on the same stocked item, we'll beat it by 10%. Conditions apply. See website for details.
Bunnings Warehouse.
Lowest prices are just the beginning.
Tradies, while you're getting behind the footy, Beacon Trade's getting behind you, helping you light the homes of Australia. Partner up with Beacon Trade at beacontrade.com.au and let's make light work.
Shut up. The footy's on Triple M.
Triple M rocks footy. Halftime highlights.
Get expert service trusted by the trade at your local Mitre 10 Trade Centre.
So now they'll go back to the right. Long pass goes across to Cherry Evans. Now it goes to Lehigh Hopewadi. Great tackle by Ethan Strange. Now short pass from Garrick. Garrick for the line and he goes there. Ruben Garrick scored. So they go high again. Weeks made a mistake. Ball loose on the deck. It got knocked on. And I think Manly have scored. I think Bullimore has scored this try. They made a meal of that. Cherry Evans once again goes high. Weeks under pressure. Oh, he took it, made another mistake. Now Manly have the ball. Brooks. Bullimore gets the double. Been a costly 10 minutes as now they go back. Oh, Bullimore goes to the line again.
What a hat-trick.
Starling plays there. Simpkins from dummy half and scores.
Wow.
It was a dart from dummy half. And this is getting ugly real quick. Lead runners, Olakawadu. Olakawadu gets the ball off. Sub, Garrick. Does he get there? I think he got held up.
No.
Oh, he's claiming it.
No.
He's got held up. Oh, he's got there.
They're going to have to go back and have a look at some of these lead lines.
Try confirmed, so he's going to go for goal with a minute left. What a half of football, boys. Manly 30, Canberra 0. Welcome back to 4 Pine Stadium as Triple M rocks the football. Ben Teo, Josh Reynolds, Brett Reid, Ben Dobbin with you. Manly 30, Canberra 0. Half time here as both sides are about to come back out for the second half. What a game of football earlier on today. It was Canterbury 16, Parramatta 8, and a really tough game of football. Just in the half time, what was it like? And both of you played here. What was Brookvale like to play at? How difficult is it, Josh Reynolds?
Yeah, it's a tough ground to play at. They've definitely re-turfed it. It was probably one of the worst grounds on foot to play on, but the Manly faithful probably weren't the biggest fan of me, mate, so I used to love getting nice and close to the heel, and I used to defend on the wing, so I'd get nice and close to them anyway, but always some good clashes, especially when Desi obviously left Manly to the Dogs, so yeah, it was on.
Do you remember it, Ben, much?
Yeah, well, they always had fantastic teams, and it seemed like in the warm-up you'd be in your head about how thick the grass is and how heavy your legs feel, and then all of a sudden you'd have Glenn Stewart, Brett Stewart, and it seemed like it never affected them, that they seemed to run faster on long grass. So
jeez, they had a side, didn't they?
They had an unbelievable side.
Matty Ballin, Jock
Yep.
Watmow, all those boys, they were all there. The Stewarts.
Matt Eye. I still dream about that bloke.
Stevie Matt Eye. Wow. Manly back out on the field, so Canberra. Canberra, I don't think, can win this now, but what they can do is send a statement to the rest of the NRL. We are not the also-rans, we are going to fight to the death.
Well, Dobbo, this is the first bit of adversity they've had in their year. They had a red-hot game over there against the Warriors in Vegas. They got up very high emotionally to beat the Broncos, and now it's like it's all turned on them. Let's see what they got.
Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard, Canberra 30, Canberra 0. We'll get to Brett Reid very shortly after he gets the messages from half-time. Geez, this bloke, Olakawadu, he is just getting better and better and better and better. He is just awesome. And, he's first picked in the Origin side. Well, Isaiah Yeo, but, as the edge forward, he is just... he's the size of a middle and he's playing on the edge. He's just phenomenal.
Not fair, Dobbo.
Not fair.
Not fair. Poor halfbacks.
He destroyed that poor bloke from Fox, in the last...
How was that legal?
That was criminal. Second half underway, the Red Terror. And Ola Kawadu came out at Horsburgh. Horsburgh, he's as strong as an ox as well. So the second half is underway. Here's Matty Nicholson coming off his own line. Canberra have had no ball. They've had a break, a reset. Starling then goes across to Atta Mariota, who got the offload to Starling, who came across. Hudson Young was just lurking, saying it was a forward pass, but now this is Canberra trying to come off there. Sasagi with the ball. So Starling pointing and trying to milk a penalty. Didn't work for him. Ben Travojevic takes the ball, and they're over the halfway as Weeks goes into dummy half, and Fogarty will go high. Well, 50 metres gained in that first set, taken by Lehigh Hopewadi, and he comes back. Brent Reid for Bob Jane T-Mart's down on the sideline. What was the message out of the sheds, mate?
Yeah, look, Ricky Stewart, he wasn't ranting and raving surprising. And surprisingly, he was pretty happy with their defence, given how much ball Manly had. He said it's really important we score this first try in the second half. If we score the first try, we can get back into this game. In terms of Siebes, it was all about defence. That's all he spoke to him about. He said, just start again with your defence and just... That's what we want to concentrate on in the second half. In terms of Taniela Paseka, look, Manly aren't confirming it's a ruptured Achilles at the moment. They said we'll leave it to him to confirm after the game, but that's the fear. And I think we're pretty almost certain it's a ruptured Achilles at the moment. So
wow,
that's shattering news for them.
Shattering news, and for himself and for the club. You don't wish that upon anybody, especially a young man who he battled last year with a few injuries as well, and it was just really dominating early.
They just lose that bit of size, don't they, boys? He's such a big, brutal force, and with him and Ola Kawatu, sometimes you just go, wow. So let's just hope for a miracle and hope he's all right. But wow, I'm thinking about him, mate.
Oh well, there's been a mistake, and the penalty for Canberra. So Grant Atkins will go to you, Brent Reid, for Bob Jane T-Mart.
Yeah, just a bit more news out the sheds, actually, Dobbo, in terms of Canberra. Morgan Smithies, he came off at half-time, and they detected he may have had a head knock late in that first half. So he's actually undergoing a HIA as we speak, and Sasagi's into the game for him.
I love the fact that Canberra identified that and came clean. Like that's how far the game's going. And I understand that people say, well, that's the rules now. But I love that. Oh, here's hoping he passes. Here's Atta Mariota with the ball. It makes them to the 30-metre line. So Canberra have got possession at the moment. 3 gone. They trail 30-0. Fogarty tips one back inside to Timoko. He is wrestled to the ground now, 20 metres out. Westpac red zone, Starling into the fray as they go out the back. Fogarty over Randall. It was Cherry Evans who came out of the line, and he just held up and then put the burners on, and they're now 9 metres out. Starling goes back to the right-hand side. Here's the Red Terror in Horsburgh. And he's just chopped to the ground straight away. He's involved. You've got no question about that. He loves being involved. Out the back they go to the left. Now they go across. Well, players are running each way and obstructing, and they're just a little clunky in trying to get to their sets at the moment, Canberra. Sebastian Chris in the dummy half. Fogarty on the last, a crossfield kick. They come flying through. Brooks took it, dragged back, goal line dropout. Better play from Canberra, Ben Teo. At least they've started confidently this second half.
Well, they have, and they're going forward, and at least they ended their set well. I'd say they wasted about 2 or 3 plays there with just lack of communication and organisation, guys running the wrong lines. But it was a nice little kick there from Fogarty. They caught Luke Brooks and just dragged him back into the field, and hopefully they can get the footy back now and get another set.
So we are back, and Canberra with Tamale just get a little bit of fancy footwork and almost open this Manly side up. So Canberra on the attack as they go to the right. Corey Horsburgh came back to the left. Horsburgh beat one, put a right foot step on. Horsburgh's still going. Look at the big fella go.
He's dancing tonight.
He is dancing tonight. Well, he's got a lot of energy. He's 10 metres out. Now he's 2. Now they come back. It goes to Atta Mariota off the back of that great tackle from Ben Travojevic and Jake Simpkins. Bring him to the ground. Third tackle gone. Manly will go back to the left-hand side. Now it comes across. Fogarty, step 1, try to get his arms free. He'll get up for a quick play of the ball. Starling into dummy half. Now he'll go back to the right. Flat pass now. Goes across to Hudson Young. And Young will play the ball. Now on the last. It goes across to Fogarty. Crossfield kick. Lehigh Hopewadi positioned perfectly to pick it up. So Manly handled that attack from Canberra pretty well. A Saab comes off the line on the Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard. It's Manly 30, Canberra 0, Ben Teo.
Yeah, there was a nice little kick there, but just didn't have the chase or the energy on it. I thought Fogarty just threaded it through, but Lehigh Hopewadi, man on the spot, and here Manly get an opportunity now to really get out of their end zone. And it seems to be they're taking on a lot of short sides at the moment. A lot of short sides, which they understand Canberra's going to come with a lot of energy. So that's a good way to sap it, is by going up short sides.
Yeah, it's the one query for me this year, boys, with Canberra is their try-line attack. I feel they just try and play the power game. Then if it doesn't work, they rely on a good kick from Fogarty. They'll have to step up and take a little bit more control.
Sideline for Bob Jane T-Mart. Reedy, you got an update on the HIA?
Yeah, just another update. Morgan Smithies. Apparently what happened was that as he was running out with his teammates for the second half, he started throwing up. And at that point, they thought something's not right here. That's when he got put in the HIA protocol. So he's been in there for 5 minutes now. He's got 10 to go. But given he was sick, I'd suggest it's looking on long odds that he comes back.
Yeah, you're dead right. Yeah, thank you for that, Reedy. So Morgan Smithies will give an update in another 10 minutes. But Canberra doing it nicely at the moment. They trail 30-0. Here's Fogarty out the back, now to Weeks, then it goes to, well, that was Timoko to Savage, and that was a poor pass. They stripped him on the outside, and then the pass just did not stick. It was forward and a mistake from Canberra.
You can see where Weeks is just not really natural sweeping out the back. Here he comes quite shallow, and by the time he gives Timoko the footy, there's no time and space. I feel like they are all runners, but they just need to take a step at the moment and get some more patience.
Expert comments tonight, thanks to Seabus Super. And why he even thought about sitting in the coach's box, I don't know. He's now on the sideline, Ricky. Like, maybe it is that Brookvale crowd, because you've got to be... You are subjected to a lot sitting close to that grandstand. Manly with the ball. 32 to play. 8 gone in this one in the second half, and they get a penalty. So it was Ethan Strange who just held on a bit long, and Horsburgh was involved. He's shaking his head in disgust. It's been an unhappy night for the Raiders. They trail 30-0 on the Triple M Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard. Been a really good round 3 of football. Started on Thursday night with that absolute humdinger of a game between Melbourne and Penrith, and it's just gone on. Last night, Dolphins and the West Tigers. The West Tigers, one of your old teams. Grub, they did very well. So Manly, I mean, you're a Bulldog, but you did play for the West Tigers.
Yeah, no, the Tigers are looking good. They're clawing their way back, as they would say, boys.
I like that. But, now Manly on the dig. Here comes Olakawadu just roaring down the middle. Such a big body. They try to wrestle him to the ground, but Hudson Young finally gets him. So they go across to that left. Brooks got on the outside of Timoko. Back inside. Kohler was met with a great shot by Sasangi, who did a really good job defensively. So now they'll go back. Here goes Cherry Evans, the old statesman. Now to Jake Travojevic, who just was flat-footed and just got the burners on, and he's now 8 metres out with an opportunity. Simpkins goes into the line. Cherry Evans, grub field kick. Numbers. Garrick scores. What a kick. If you want to question his age, do it at your own will. Garrick gets 3. Manly go to 34 points to 0 with a kick to come on the Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard.
Yeah, and you can see Cherry Evans and Garrick, they just catch each other's eyes. We'll see it on the Harvey Norman replay. Garrick calls for this kick nice and early. It's a Cherry Evans special. As you can see here, they didn't even show anything, but the Canberra, they got to turn. The winger there, he's got Tamala, he's got to know that there's a possibility of the kick. Garrick's there. Garrick's not, he's running a nice sort of leadish line, and it's just not happening for the Raiders at the moment, boys. But Garrick, a nice hat-trick there. Bullimore might be the next one to get one, Benny.
Yeah. They were looking dangerous with their run. Also, a couple of nice shifts to the left-hand side, but that was exceptional play there from DCE. Just to run across field, he had some ball runners coming off him to run some holes, but the way he put that grubber on his right foot in full speed. You know, he didn't even steady for it. He was going full speed, put it there, and got the perfect bounce there for Ruben Garrick to score. And boys,
he's had 5 from 5 tonight. He's got 22 points already, Ruben Garrick.
Yeah,
See what he just said, boys? 5 career hat-tricks.
Is that right?
That's a mozza. That's what he just said on the...
I never got a hat-trick.
I never got 2.
60% on the Pertec kick predictor. Here comes Ruben Garrick. And he's missed it. Well, he's not perfect tonight. He's missed one. Sideline for Bob Jane T-Marts. It's 34-0. Manly over Canberra. Brent Reid.
Well, that was like shelling peas, wasn't it, for Daly Evans? And Dobbo, you brought up his age, mate, and it's been a topic of much debate this week, Daly Evans, his future and whether he's too old and whether he should get a 2-year deal or a 1-year deal. It won't matter if he keeps playing like this. He'll have contracts and offers and money thrown at him left, right and centre. So, look, I hope he stays here. I think everyone who's at this ground and tonight,
you're such a romantic on this.
Here.
You're such a romantic on this, mate.
I am, Dobbo.
You know, because
I am, mate.
I'm going to say it now. I want him to go back to Redcliffe, finish his career where it started.
Come on, Dobbo.
Went to the Titans.
I just his hometown. He owns half the Northern Beaches.
You own the other half, don't you,
really? Only a quarter, mate.
Yeah. Here's Olakawadu. Oh, God, he's been good tonight. Ben Tao, he is so threatening every time he has the ball. I don't know how you stop him.
Well, it's pretty hard because he's running at halfbacks. But the one thing, and it's always a dangerous thing, is when a big man realises how big and strong he is and he understands his intimidation value. And that's where he's at the moment in his career.
So Lehigh Hopewadi takes the ball over the halfway. He's been good for them, hasn't he? No Travojevic, and he just fits in there beautifully. And Ben Travojevic now takes the ball to the 30-metre line. This could get ugly. They're starting to find holes on their edges at the moment, Manly. So Cherry Evans on the last will go high. Weeks. Oh, he's made another mistake. He's having an unhappy night. And now Manly get another set 10 metres out. Here's Cherry Evans. Long pass to Garrick. Garrick's got 3. Garrick, he's got 4 now. That is absolutely weight-for-thin defence. Ruben Garrick has got 4 tries tonight, and Manly have gone out to 38-0 with a kick to come. Wow.
When do you say to KO Weeks, mate, it's not your night? I'm being serious. I really feel sorry for him because he's an exceptional player. But we've all been here. Benny said it before. He needs to forget about it, but he's just still thinking about it. He's had another drop, and Cherry Evans has done the Jamie Asko reverse pass here, and Ruben Garrick, the in and away.
On Chris.
Beautiful. But yeah, poor defence there from the Canberra Raiders.
But they were just holding off, weren't they? They saw the ball come down where Weeks made the error, and the Manly Seagulls just shifted straight away, and it looked like everyone from the Raiders was still down in the dumps. They didn't get off the line, and if it's Ruben Garrick versus Sebastian Chris 2 metres out from the try line and you're running sideways, it's only going to end up with a try, and he's raking in some points tonight, guys.
4 tries for Ruben Garrick tonight on the Triple M Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard. We've still got 27 minutes left, and this will clock up.
Points.
This will clock 40. This will get to 40 if he kicks this. 62% on the Pertec kick predictor. The Manly chant. They're good at home. They're great front runners at home. So Manly with Ruben Garrick now lining this kick up on the western side of the field. Heading to the south. Comes in, kicks at it, almost identical. He didn't miss it this time. Kicked it. They've cracked 40. 40-0 on the Triple M Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard. Manly over Canberra. 26 left in this one for Bob Jane T-Marts, Brent Reid.
Well, he's had a hell of a week, Ruben Garrick. 4 tries, obviously, tonight. And yesterday, he and his partner, Riley, celebrated the birth of a baby girl, Elsie. So that's a 48 hours or so that he will never forget for Ruben Garrick.
I wondered why he did the baby symbol, but good on him being a dad. You know, if that's his first, is that his first, Reedy?
I think that is his first, Dobbo. Yeah, not 100%, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, we all remember our first.
It's a little bit nicer than the Tua Pilotu He's not allowed to do that anymore, is he, boy?
No. He's been banned. No more dollar signs.
They must have paid him his cash.
Oh, wow. Well, I think you can do it if you're winning. I don't think if you.
Yeah, I think he's on match payments, so he was just making sure that they understood they got to pay him after the game.
You can imagine Flano. You can imagine that guy. He's banned him anyway.
The worst one last week, boys, was when he set up a try. He didn't score it. He set it up and started kicking the money out.
I love rugby league. Here's Ola Kawadu. He got away. So Crystal's had two real poor attempts, and Saab now. And Manly, it's like a touch football game at the moment.
Yeah.
25 to go. Canberra want to get on the bus and head home. That's as simple as that. Be a cold old bus trip on the way back to the nation's capital tonight. As now, Weeks, well, he's taken one, finally. And he started his career at Manly. You want to impress, and that's the hard part about it. You just have some nights where things are going along nicely, and then they just take a turn, and it's one of those nights that you never want to forget. So Ricky's got Owen Paddy out there, and he's going to try and give him a few more minutes now this game's gone, and I suppose that's the way you've got to look at it. Owen Paddy, the boy from Monto in the North Burnett of Queensland. Huge raps on him. Made his career at Biloela, started his football career at Biloela. And, there's two real flat passes from Canberra, but Brad Atkins has just said, we're just going to play on here.
You feel sorry for him.
Now Fogarty goes high, and this time Hopewadi, well, you've got to have some blokes. Saab just obstructed all of that, and this game's taken a turn. Ben Teo, I mean, you can't criticise referees anymore, and there's no explanation from referees on a Monday anymore. That's gone.
Yeah.
But I'd love an explanation on whether or not Grant Atkins got that sin binning right. And I'm not saying that it changes the course or the result of this game, because Canberra defended a lot. But the bottom line is there was 18 unanswered points in 10 minutes. And after all the defence that Canberra have been doing, and I'm not in any way making an excuse for what Weeks has done or anything like that, but you'd love to know if that explanation or if it was deemed the correct decision.
Yeah, well, it was a pivotal moment in the game, and I suppose they were doing it to themselves first with errors and then playing with only...
Hang on, Brooks has put a 40-20 and Savage has got back and taken it on his own line. It was almost one of the greatest kicks that I've seen in round 3, and he comes back. Go on, Ben.
But you can tell that this team's played with only 12 men and done a lot of tackling, as we see a big long kick there. And look, Raiders just struggling to get behind the footy at the moment. Ford's just walking. They've just made a sub, and there's just no energy from the Raiders.
There's Tamale looking for the offload, finds Weeks. Weeks stepped around. He had numbers on the outside, and he takes the ball up towards that halfway line. Olakawatu brings him to the ground. So Paddy goes to Horsburgh. Horsburgh gets the offload. So Trey Mooney back out on there. He goes straight and hard. The big body Trey Mooney, isn't he? Got the offload now. So Paddy got away from Josh Alloy and slid along the ground and then was cleaned up in the process. Now a little kick from Fogarty and let bounce, and Manly clean up. 40 points to 0 with 22 minutes left. Brent Reid on the sideline. Did we know Smithies, has he failed his HIA, mate?
Yeah, Dobbo has failed his HIA, so his night is over.
Yep. That's what we expected. So Morgan Smithies is in the HIA, and Manly will have another 2 points. Where do you rate this Manly side, boys? And I know as they lead 40-0, you know, there's a certain lack of trust in this Manly side because they're so rocks and diamonds. And tonight's performance, you know, they stayed in the fight. They've scored some wonderful tries, but then you see the performance last week and you go, well, geez, they're great at home. They're just a wonderful side at home, but we just don't know what you're going to get week in, week out at the moment.
Yeah, I just think, well, obviously with Turbo in the team, they're a totally different side, but they've showed tonight that they can still put some points on the board without him. But Paseka really scares me out of this team. Yep. As I said before, his size and his dominance, and Benny said it before, just about his scare factor. He knows how big he is. So, and Manly play with that. They play with that big, big dominance. Their halves play on the front foot a lot of the time, so it's going to be interesting to see if someone like Bullymore can step up and start.
Well, they got Matt Lodge there as well. He's contracted to them. Not saying that he's of the same ilk, but he might be able to do a job for them as well, Ben Teo.
Yeah, he's staying fit, I hope.
Yeah. Well, you know,
they're going to need him pretty soon. I think even for training numbers, you understand when you get low with tight forwards for training. But look, I rate the side. I think this Manly side can be a top 4 side.
They also have Nathan Brown. He's got another year there as well. And so Brown will come into the mix at some stage. But it is a huge loss. Just joining us, it's Manly 40, Canberra 0, 20 to play in this one. And the disappointing thing is Taniela Paseka is believed as an Achilles injury. It was an innocuous carry as well, so they work off their line with Takiaho, who's back out on the field. He's been handy for them. Just looking at the statesman in Daly Cherry Evans, and now Brooks, and then to Ben Travojevic. Running to the south. Manly doing it nicely at the moment. Simpkins into dummy half. They'll play the short side. Brooks, numbers, goes across to Kohler, and he kicks it out on the field. Well, that's one of the first mistakes that Manly have made for some time. And they went down the short side, Josh Reynolds, and they make a little error. And Canberra now, they are probably clock watching a bit. Everybody's looking at the clock saying we've got 20 to go.
Yeah, they just want to get on the
What'll happen is, Ben Teo, there'll be a captain's challenge from a front row with about 3 minutes to go. That'll be odds on, and they'll dissect that because they can. You think Manly are the real deal, Ben Teo?
Yeah, I do. Well, I think they've got enough. I think they've got enough attacking threats, and when Turbo's on, I think they can beat anyone. Obviously, they're going to miss Paseka, but they'd be thinking, thank God we got Takiaho in our team, because it's a little bit of experience up front.
Yeah, well, here's Hudson Young getting the offload to Fogarty. They're 40 metres out. Fogarty through the centre of the field, and he's chopped down on the 30. So he'll get up and play the ball and go back to that right. Now, Trey Mooney, it looked high from Ben Travojevic. But Manly have done a very nice job in holding Canberra nil. As Owen Paddy goes to Corey Horsburgh, so there's a ruck infringement. Horsburgh gets the offload to Matty Nicholson. Nicholson looking for a runner, found Hudson Young. Hudson Young dances back into the middle. Puts a little bit of a skip on. Paddy from dummy half. Nice play from the number 14. He got back slammed in the end. So he'll play the ball 10 metres out. Fogarty goes across to Trey Mooney. Trey plays the ball. Paddy, well, it was a poor pass in the end. Batted back. It's picked up now by Owen Paddy.
Double knock on, your Canberra ball.
Canberra ball, double knock on. So Canberra reset, and they'll get the ball again from the 10-metre line.
Middle Raiders feet.
Ricky not happy, but knowing that, you just got to wash this one, and next week they go on.
He doesn't look too mad on the sideline. As we were saying before, boys, you can't really say much with the refs anymore. But Ricky was one of the best to give a good old-fashioned spray. But once again, just the Canberra's trial on attack, it just feels like they've got no structure to it. It's just, boys, let's try and barge over. Let's see if they can try and build a set here.
Well, they go to North Queensland next week, and that will be their focus, Queensland Country Bank Stadium for the Raiders. And that game, the Cowboys are desperate for a win, and Rick will want him to be getting back there as well and get back in the winner's circle. So Canberra on the attack. They're 5 metres out, 17 left. It's Manly 40, Canberra 0. They go to the right. Fogarty goes across to Artar Mariota. He's brought down in a good tackle from Simpkins along with Jake Travojevic. Paddy double pumps, goes to the left. Paddy goes himself and brought down in a good tackle by Olakau'atu. As now, well, the Red Terror, he's in the dummy half. I mean, Horsburgh's into everything at the moment. He'll play the full 40 minutes out. So Trey Mooney plays the ball on the last. Owen Paddy goes across. Now the ball back to Nicholson. Then it goes to Fogarty. Crossfield kick. And Sebastian Chris picks it up. And Canberra score a try. So the Raiders get one back. It took a while. I thought he might have been offside, but 40 points to 4. Kick to come. on the Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard.
There was nothing smooth at all about that attacking set. It was pretty much Owen Paddy darting around dummy half in front of the post, playing from 9, trying to barge over. Even Corey Horsburgh getting into 9 to try and play some forwards over the try line. And then pretty much last play, nice little kick there from Fogarty. Sebastian Chris just picks it up and scores it. But yeah, I agree with you, Josh. I think their goal line attack at the moment, there's not much imagination or deception going on.
Yeah, well, even as a half, Benny, we speak about wanting to, sit defenders in the chair or square someone up or drift the crossfield for a nice drop play, but they're just not really doing any of that. And Owen Paddy's the only guy that's looking like he knows what's going on. And we had Horsburgh at dummy half on 4th tackle, so yeah, they've got to have a real good look at themselves. If Canberra think they're going to be, a threat, a top 8 team, they need to fix this try line attack.
Big time. On the Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard, 79% for the Pertec kick predictor for liable performance. Turn to Pertec. Drama resistance since 1980. Jamal Fogarty will line this kick up. Manly 40, Canberra 4. 15 left. As this is an important kick, just from a confidence perspective. Fogarty comes in and he converts. So 40 points to 6 on the Triple M Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard for Bob Jane T-Mart down to the sideline. Brent Reid.
Yeah, you boys were talking about Corey Horsburgh before, and he's actually just come off the field for a rest. Geez, had a mixed bag today, hasn't he? I mean, 10 minutes in the sin bin, but 12 runs, 81 metres, 36 tackles. His Choice Hotel stats aren't too bad. 4 offloads, I think, as well, but the 10 minutes killed Canberra today, so be interesting to see how Ricky rates him out of 10 after this performance.
Reedy, what's your take on that professional foul and the sin bidding? In all seriousness, I mean, we know we're not going to get an explanation at all from the NRL now. That's the new way in 2025.
I don't think people have got that rule right about coaches, Dobbo. I don't think actually coaches understand it. They can say whether they think a decision's right or wrong. They just can't be critical of it. So if we ask Ricky in the press conference, Ricky, did you think that was a correct decision? He can say, no, I didn't think it was. And that's allowed within the rules. Because I checked this with Andrew Abdo during the week because I thought you can't completely muzzle referees. So it'd be interesting to see how Ricky handles it in the press conference. I thought it was harsh, but
it definitely changed the game, and it was a huge decision. And look, I'm not saying that it doesn't change the result, but at that point in the game, it was a massive, massive turning point. The fact is now that the NRL aren't answerable to anybody because a referee won't. As Hudson Young makes a mistake, he got through and made a mistake. It's a difficult situation when a referee can't, like, somebody from the NRL won't even acknowledge whether or not a referee got it right or wrong.
Well, Dobbo, you said it might not have changed the result, but I tell you one thing it did change, it was momentum. And this day and age, momentum is so hard to get back sometimes. And this is exactly what it done. So I don't understand. As players, we're held accountable week in, week out. So why can't the refs be?
Yeah.
Why can't we ask a question?
There's a captain challenge against Hudson Young.
So there's a carry from Hudson Young. The ball's travelling forward at this stage. He needs to regain possession. He touches it again. The ball continues to travel forward, making contact with Jason Saar, which is a knock-on, playing on at this stage.
So
he then touches it again and knocks it on for a double knock-on. The challenge is unsuccessful.
So that's good. Canberra got theirs out of the way, Ben Teo.
I was glad. That's what I was thinking just then. Thank God that's done.
It's done. They're not going to have another one with 2 minutes to go because you can imagine Horsburgh putting his hand up. Love you, Corey Horsburgh, but he just challenged him with 2 minutes to go.
Just to make Ricky that one more bit more angry.
What do you think, Ben? I mean, we don't want to go to the dark ages of where referees are abused by coaches and the public and players. There has to be some sort of accountability.
Yeah, look, and I'm always of that opinion that they're human and they can make some errors, and I think sometimes the faster we can move on, the better. But yeah, I'd love to know the real explanation of why he thought it was he had to go to the bin for that.
You feel that he was skating on the edge with the obstruction earlier?
I don't feel like the obstruction should have come into play. I think that was just a poor attacking line that he ran. As I said, I felt it was harsh, but Canberra really can't pay too much attention to that. Their performance really, with their errors from their OBs, is one thing they need to fix.
You're right. How do you turn it around, boys? And you've both been in teams that have copped hidings like this before, and then you bounce back. How do you bounce back so quickly? Is it that easy to wash, or is it the demons that they're there with weeks and some of these players?
I think a game like this, with the types of errors there has been, like Betty said, with the outside backs, you just got to wipe it. You can drop balls, but the one thing for me, it is their attack. That's what they've got to go and have a look at. And then, I'm talking about their attack, but they've let in 40 points. They've let in 2-3 really soft tries, and it's just you just got to get rid of it. And another captain's challenge while we're at it.
Yeah, well, Corey Waddell was getting up to play the ball, and he looked like he dropped it.
He goes towards the ball and causes interference with the...
So Trey Mooney's the culprit here. So there'll be a penalty. Trey Mooney's got his paws all over it. Corey Waddell now gets a penalty, and Manly, do they play on? Siebes looks happy, Ben Teo.
He does.
He looks content. So now Manly will play on. They're 10 metres out. They lead 40 points to 6 on the Triple M Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard. We've got 12 minutes left in this clash from 4 Pines Stadium. Simpkins goes to the right. Now to Cherry Evans, then to Olakawatu. Olakawatu still going, brought down in a good tackle in the end by Strange. He's clutching with a cramp. He's got a bit of a cramp. He's trying to get up, so they're saying grab the ball. They've stopped. There's a ruck infringement. So he's trying to get up, and obviously they'll start their tackle count again. So it's a 6 again with Cherry Evans as the left side is the open. Corey Waddell takes the ball forward, and he's brought down 10 metres away. Josh Reynolds, Ben Teo, Ben Dobbin with you, and Brent Reid. Here comes Manly again. This time Kohler with the ball. Ulu Kohler. Been quiet by his own admissions tonight. So now Cherry Evans works back. Waddell brought down now. And a nice inside play by Manly. So Papali'i just laying all over the ruck as now Cherry Evans shifts early. Lehigh Hopewadi. He goes forward. K.O. Weeks is there. 4 tackles gone. They're 5 metres out. Simpkins goes himself. Already got a try earlier on. Now let's see what Manly can do on the last. Do they get a repeat set? Simpkins close and late to get to his feet. Now it goes across. Little grubber kick from Cherry Evans, whose kicking game's been sublime. Yeah. Picked up by Xavier Savage. Goal line dropout. Manly leading 40 points to 6 on the Triple M Mitsubishi Triton scoreboard. Ben Teo.
Oh, again, just Daly Cherry Evans just pulling the strings there. It was a nice little grubber there. He was right in front of the post. He put it on the side of his boot and just made it turn to his left-hand side where the runners were coming. He's got it on the string at the moment, and he's probably full of energy at the moment because he hasn't had to do too much defence.
He is just in great form at the moment. Ball loose on the deck. Now it's picked up by Kohler, so they've let it bounce from this goal line dropout. 10 to play, 40 points to 6. Manly over Canberra. As Triple M rocks a footy for Ream Hot Water and Macca's. Cherry Evans. Back to Bullymore, who just winds up.
They love him.
He's so good. He's unbelievable.
He's got some impact, doesn't he?
He just looks faster than everyone else when he comes on. It's perfect.
Now they go to the left. Jake Travojevic with a strong run, but an even stronger tackle from Trey Mooney. He'll play the ball and come back to the right. Here goes Takiaho. So Takiaho tries to get up and play the ball, and now they go to the right-hand side. The ball comes across. Crossfield kick. There was no one at home. Ball loose on the deck. Tamale now cleans up. The goal line drop out again.
Where was Saab?
I don't know where Saab was, but it was kicked to Saab, and Jason Saab wasn't there.
Brooksy thought he was there. He's actually not there.
Sideline, Brent Reid. What can you tell us on the sideline, mate?
Yeah, I'm just looking for Jason Saab now, actually. He's come off the field, obviously, but so Ruben Garrick's actually playing on the wing now, and I think Ben Trebojevic is playing in the centres.
Oh, hang on. Oh, no. It's gone from a goal line dropout. Fogarty's kicked out. It has been an unhappy night for the Raiders.
It's a long bus ride.
It's a long. And this is what will upset Ricky.
Hey, Benny,
Yeah.
If you're coach, are you allowing the boys to have a couple of beers on the bus, or it's a beer band because of the way they perform?
Oh, no, I think you'd have to give them a couple of beers, otherwise it's just going to be the worst trip ever. especially if we're talking about flushing it for the next week.
Yeah.
You just got to get on with things. I get Kaya Weeks up the front, shirt off, handing out the beers.
Yeah, he has to go through. He has to go through with the 30-pack. Now they shift. Oh, Kohler almost went for the line. Oh, that was a good job from Weeks, who held him up. So Manly, they can smell a bit of blood in the water here, and they're going for one. Oh, great kick from Cherry Evans, and another knock on. This time from Matty Nicholson. So Manly with all the possession. 8 minutes left, 40 points to 6. Yeah, that's right. I think you get KO Weeks handing out the beers to everybody, walking down and picking up the empties.
Yeah, Horsburgh's got to do something too.
He has to do something. You're right. You're right. What video do you watch? You know, there's the old buses with a movie screen at the front. You used to watch what movie do you put on the way home tonight?
Or maybe Superbad or something.
Not something too heavy anyway. Roadhouse maybe, or something like that. Something, you know.
You can never see the screens on the bus. But it's small.
They were right at the front. People would get up and there'd be a queue for the bathroom. Oh, they were the days. Now Manly on the attack. Kohler for the line. Did he get there? He's claiming he got there, and he gets another try, Manly. Well, he's been... Oh, hang on. Grant Atkins he's going to check it.
Okay, mate. Coming in to tackle 2. At the moment, I've got no try. Can we review double movement if it gets to ground?
So maybe potentially Ben Teo a double movement here.
Well, he got denied just previously with a nice short ball, and Kaya Weeks just stopped him before the line. This time it's Tomoko. He's got him, but it looks like he just rolls over, and they're going to have to find another angle here.
Momentum or a double movement.
I thought momentum might have taken him over the line here. We're just having a look at the Harvey Norman replay now. So...
I'd say that's a try.
Oh, to me, that looks like a try. But his elbow did touch the ground. Now, did he raise it? So we're having a look at this now, but the longer it goes on, momentum. Tomoko almost drags him.
Takes him into the in-goal area, just checking to see whether the ball is then grounded.
Boys, haven't the Canberra's centres been poor in defence one-on-one? Garrick and Kohler have got her on the outside way too many times.
Yeah.
Kohler has definitely grounded the ball.
Ball's held up at this stage. Just checking available angle.
How can he see that?
Well, if he called the no try, well then, we're just having a look here. That ball's hit the ground.
Based on the on-field decision of held up, we are supporting that decision.
Wow.
We have a decision.
Well, that wasn't the on-field decision. The on-field decision was a double movement. Anyway, we're not allowed to criticise the bunker, so it's tackle 2.
Are we allowed?
Well, for the good of the game, probably. Yes, go ahead. Saab's off. So Manly, another victory, their second of the year, and it's been a pretty impressive performance. They'll start again on the second tackle. 7 minutes left. Takiaho with the ball, and he takes it to the 10-metre line. They're in the Westpac red zone. Now they double pump out the back. The ball comes across. Here's Bullymore. Sort of looking for a run home. Spun around. Will play the ball 10 metres out. To the left they go. Josh Alloway. He's brought down 5 metres out. Now they come to the right. Now, flat pass from Cherry Evans. Ball loose on the deck. Picked up by K.O. Weeks, and they clean up. Geez, it was a good pass, wasn't it, in the end? A nice pass from Daly Cherry Evans. Owen Paddy has now Josh Papali'i. Takes the ball up to the 30. And the short pass comes across. Fogarty with the ball onto the 40-metre line. Paddy now looking for a runner, finds Trey Mooney. Trey Mooney got the offload. Now they go across. Here goes Ko Weeks. Now it goes to Hudson Young. Young over the 20-metre line, brought down, great tackle, and lost the ball. With the line wide open and tackled. Great tackle in the end. What about the scrambling defence, Ben Teo from Manly? Ruben Garrick, you want to talk about desperation. They are playing to the very end, and Weeks opened them up like a can of spaghetti, gave the ball to Hudson Young, and the chase from Garrick on Hudson Young was outstanding.
Well, it was a nice play there. Break from Weeks, and then Garrick just coming. They drew in the fullback, but Garrick coming from the other side of the field. And look, 5.5 minutes to go. You're up 40-6. Did he have to do that play? No, he didn't. But that just shows his mentality at the moment. He's had a great night out with the points, and that's a great play showing how he can stop some as well.
Well said. Ben Teo, Josh Reynolds, Ben Dobbin with you as Triple M rocks the football. Now, Manly with under 5 minutes left. Sideline, Brent Reid. It's been a pretty impressive performance now as we get towards the back end of this game.
Yeah, that's an understatement, isn't it, Dobbo? And you mentioned Jason Saab's off. He was cramping up, so they've just taken him off as a precaution. And Hamoli Olakawatu's now come off as well. Choice Hotel stats for you on Hamoli Olakawatu. He's been a powerhouse today. 15 runs, 206 metres and 7 tackle busts. He's been a machine.
Unbelievable. He's the first pick, isn't he, Reedy? You'd think for Origin in that edge. He's just been so good. I mean, you got a lot of good footballers there, but he is just awesome. So on the halfway line, the countdown begins. 4 minutes left as Cherry Evans puts a little deft kick in. And picked up by Garrick. Flick past to Ben Dravojevic. Everything is sticking at the moment.
The entertainers.
They are the entertainers at the moment. Garrick's got 4. He's had a great night out. You're doing the MVP tonight, Josh Reynolds. Who do you think the CPAV MVP, the 3-2-1?
Pretty easy, I reckon. Three standouts. I don't know. Give me 3 minutes and I'll let you know. But because it's 3-2-1, the order's changing by the seconds, boys.
Certainly is. So we'll get to the verdict very shortly. Sebastian Chris coming off the line. The Triple M MVP. Get your expert advice at unbeatable prices at CPAP Direct. Visit us in store at cpap.com.au. So that will be coming up. Brent Reid will get us a couple of interviews. And that will be the end of round 3. With 3 minutes left, 40 points to 6. It was 30-0 at half-time. I suppose, Rick, you can say it was 10-6 in the second half, Ben Teo, but it hasn't been a great half of football for Canberra. But now there could have been a penalty there. Trey Mooney's down. It was a collision. Lehigh Opawati. Well, a jag back.
It was a jag back first.
So they're going to challenge. Of course they are. 3 minutes to go. What did I say? There's a captain challenge at 3 minutes. Did I not say this?
You did.
Canberra did us a favour. They're going to stop it now. Like, what is the point?
Give him the trail, buddy. Do you know the trail?
What is the point in a captain's challenge with 2 minutes left when you're up by 40 points to 6? Is it ego, Ben Teo?
I think so.
Craven is onside.
They're enjoying this.
Offside, you're required to have 2 feet behind. We'll monitor him.
So Owen Paddy's offside. So this could be. He stops. Well, Cherry Evans
is grabbing Trey Mooney now, which affects his ability to contest this play. The penalty, the challenge is unsuccessful.
Yeah, thank you. So, Cherry Evans, that's the first mistake, blemish he's given tonight. So, a penalty now for Canberra as the clock starts back up. And Canberra now on the attack. They trail 40 points to 6. As we work to the outside. Papa Lee, offload, and Hudson Young scores. So 40 points to 10 with a kick to come. And Hudson Young gets a try. Well, that's 10 all in the second half. I mean, take the positives, what Ricky Stewart asked for. I know Manly have rested the players, but 10 all in the second half, and you can say, well, that's something to build on.
I don't think Ricky Stewart's a guy who's going to say that.
I'm trying to find a positive.
I think he will be absolutely fuming. Just with, the intent of the Raiders. They defended their backsides off in the first half, but I think that try right there just shows what the Raiders got to do. You've got a hard-running Big Papa hitting a hole with support on the outside. Not all these crash plays they were trying to do throughout the first half and just had no organisation. But, yeah, I wouldn't want to be on the Canberra Milk bus home, boys.
No, I'm with you. So Fogarty will line this kick up. 96% on the Pertec kick predictor. He comes in, he converts. So 40 points to 12 with a minute 45 left in this one. Manly will slowly walk back. Ricky's got the arms crossed. And it hasn't gone how they've expected. They did get up for the Broncos last week.
It's hard.
It's hard to back it up when you go 2 on the row, isn't it, Ben Tia?
Well, yeah, I mean, they've gone Vegas, and then they've gone into the game against the Broncos, and highly emotional, highly motivated, and they were phenomenal. They exerted a lot of energy with their line speed and physicality, and then to get on the bus and go up to Manly, maybe they didn't have the same intensity this week. It's hard in this competition to be up all the time.
Well, we just saw some vision then of Anthony Seabolt, and he doesn't look happy at all. So I don't know what he's got to be any bonnet about. His team's put 40 on the Raiders. Yep, they might have only put 10 points on in the second half. They did enough in the first half when there was a man down and got them to a 30-0 lead at halftime. Hudson Young with the ball now. We're a minute left in this one. As I said at the conclusion, we'll have our Specsavers player of the day, and then we'll obviously look to Brent Reid to do an interview as Paddy goes up the middle. Owen Paddy goes up the middle. He's 30 metres out. Put the kick on. Sebastian Chris flying through. The chase is on, and it goes dead back to the 20 for a restart.
He's looking good, Owen Paddy, isn't he, boys? It's probably the little shining light out of tonight's game, helping out the Bulldogs jersey flag last year. He was playing against us, and he was an absolute freak, and seeing him on the big stage and doing something like that, I know there's only 30-odd seconds to go, but a bright future for the young hooker from Canberra.
Yeah, he is. They've got huge reps on him, haven't they, Benny Tia?
Yeah, well, and a good decision by Ricky to understand that the game's gone, so what an opportunity to get this young fella out here, get him some minutes, and look, there's no pressure on him to really do anything because the game was gone, but I'm sure he'll remember the amount of time he got out there.
Sea Eagles have Parramatta, Melbourne, Sharks, Dragons, Panthers. So they've got a tough next 5 weeks. Parramatta, Melbourne, Sharks, Dragons, Panthers. We'll know what Manly are in 5 weeks' time. Full time here, though, at Four Pines Stadium. Manly 40, Canberra 12. And we will go while we're waiting for Brent Reid. Here is the Specsavers Play of the Day.
The Triple M NRL Play of the Day.
Another set, 10 metres out. Here's Cherry Evans. Long pass to Garrick. Garrick's got 3. Garrick, he's got 4 now. That is absolutely wafer-thin defence. Ruben Garrick has got 4 tries tonight. Thanks to Specsavers, Specsavers Audiology. Book your appointment today. There is the Specsavers Player of the Day. And Ruben Garrick got 4. 40 points to 12. Ruben Garrick 4 tries. Ethan Bullymore 2. Jake Simpkin 1. Garrick 6 from 7 for the Canberra Raiders. Sebastian Chris and Hudson Young tries. Jamal Fogarty 2 from 2. Sin Binnings, well, Corey Horsburgh did 10 in the bin. And Manly roll on for their second win of the season. For Canberra, it's their first loss of the season. The CPAP 3-2-1 Triple M MVP, who we got? Josh Reynolds.
I couldn't go past Haumole Holokuatu, boys. An absolute beast today for the 3 points. He was damaging. He was a nightmare on that edge. And the one thing I did like about his game tonight was he done the hard work as well. Over 200 metres. Ruben Garrick, can't go past him for 2 points with the hat trick.
Yep.
But the big play for me was his commitment, chasing down that last play with a couple of minutes to go. And Ethan Bullimore, the 1 point, the bundle of energy off the bench. He may need to step up with the loss of Paseka and play some more football, but he was just faster than everyone on the field today.
Yeah, I think you got it right. 3 points to Olakawatu, 2 to Ruben Garrick, and 1 to Ethan Bullimore. That's the CPAP Triple M MVP. Get your expert advice and unbeatable prices at CPAP Direct. Visit us in-store or at cpap.com.au. We aren't far away. Brent Reed's about to get someone to have a chat to. It was a great victory if you're just joining us. 40 points to 12 in the earlier game today. It was the Bulldogs too good for Parramatta, 16 points to 8. And we will get a ladder at the end of round 3. And we're very happy. It was a great win, wasn't it, in the end by Manly. And just looking at the ladder at the conclusion now, and obviously the Storm, you know, they've only played 2 and they're at the top. They've had 1 bye. The Bulldogs, 3 from 3. The West Tigers, would you believe, are in 3rd at the moment. The Broncos in 4th. And sitting down the bottom, we've still got the Dolphins, the Cowboys and the Eels still yet to record a victory. Brent Reed down on the sideline. You have one of the heroes there today, mate.
Yeah, Jakey, great win. What were your thoughts on it?
Oh, mate, it was a really professional night. Probably at the start, everyone probably thought we wasted a lot of opportunities, but I thought we were putting dints into them, applying a lot of pressure. That first 20 minutes set the game up. You know, we didn't come away with any points, but the back 20 of the first half was, you know, sort of what we wanted, and we sort of really built into the game, which was really pleasing. And, yeah, it's great when we've got a great crowd here.
It was important after last week that you bounced back, right, and showed, you know, a big crowd at home that, you were ready to go again.
That's right, Reedy. And, you know, it's a special place to play. It's got a lot of character, you know, and they've been really getting behind us the last couple of years, you know. So we love playing here. We love everyone getting behind us, and it was a great night.
Up to you, boys.
Jakey, Joshy Reynolds here, mate. Exceptional game tonight. Obviously, your brother didn't play tonight, and, you know, he's usually at the centre of your attack, but it must be nice to score 40-odd points. Luke Brooks and Daly Evans really stepping up tonight and had a really good game directing the team.
Yeah, that's right, mate, and it was really pleasing. I think, as I said, we build a lot of pressure, you know. At times we can get carried away and sort of let teams off the hook, but applying a lot of pressure that first 20. We didn't come away with any points, but the back 20 of the first half, I think we scored 5 tries, and that's sort of how we wanted to go. And the halves were great tonight, and yeah, it was a great night for us. But it's only early days in the year. We've got to keep building, and, you know, last week shows that the difference between our best and our worst is still too big. So that's our next sort of goal, trying to narrow that gap.
Appreciate your time. Go and enjoy the victory. It was a great victory for Manly tonight, 40 points to 12. Yep. Jake Travojevic, thanks so much, mate.
Sorry, just a quick shout out to our young Bo Hewitt, who passed away this week. Champion little Manly fan, Monavale Raider. He was great mates with us, and we did it for him tonight.
Good on you, Jake. Appreciate it. Really well said, mate. Thanks, Jake. Yeah, well said. And well said to everybody. And Manly played with some passion tonight. There was no question they were very, very good. So looking towards next week, and it all starts again on Thursday night here at Triple M, and there's some big games coming up next weekend. So Penrith and South Sydney on Thursday night. That game will be the standalone. And then the early game, what about this for a clash? Roosters taking on the Titans. Both sides, you know, who really, I mean, the Titans had their first victory. And then the Battle of Brisbane. Ben Teo, you were part of the coaching staff at the Broncos. The Broncos take on the Dolphins. That's the 8 o'clock game. 3 o'clock game, Net Strata Jubilee. We'll go down to this bloke who's had a pretty fair 24 hours. He's become a dad and scored 4 tries, kicked a few goals as well. Brent Reed with Ruben Garrick. Down to you, Reedy.
Yeah, Ruben, try to take us through your last 24 or 48 hours, Ruben. What's it been like?
Oh, nothing short of a roller coaster, I don't think. You know, plenty of highs and lows, and I guess it's a good way to finish the weekend. You know, I guess going through all that is it's quite the experience, and yeah, I'm really proud of, you know, my partner, my fiance. Yesterday she was amazing, and you know, yeah, got a great appreciation for her, and stoked with the performance this afternoon.
Did you get much sleep during the week, or how was your week during the week leading up to today?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My partner's so good. Last night she sort of let me go and have a few hours sleep because she knew that I had to sort of show up here today and put in a performance. So, like I said, massive appreciation to her and everything she does for us.
Ruben, after last week, it's really important you bounced back this week, right, and showed some steel and some determination.
100%, yeah. I guess the fans here at Brookie or Four Pines, they show up in droves and absolutely outstanding for us. And our hardest challenge is taking that away now. I think every time we're here, everyone knows they're coming here, what they're going to expect from us, and we need to take this mentality and go away with that. I guess it was a bit disappointing to do what we did over in New Zealand and turn the ball so much and give penalties away and didn't show up, physically. So, to rectify that and bounce back tonight was, a credit to all the boys.
Jake talked about reducing the gap between your best and your worst performances. That's the challenge, right?
100%, yeah. I think, every team's sort of striving for that, and we're a team, we can do this one week and next week slump off. So if we can bridge that gap and, bridge that gap, like Jake said, it's going to have us in good stead, I think.
Cool. Thanks. Well done. Good week.
You. Cheers, mate.
Good on you, and well done to Ruben Garrick. He was very good. 2 points tonight in our MVP, Triple M MVP. That's it from us here. What a great victory and a great round 3. Way to finish round 3. Manly, too good for Canberra, 40 points to 12 from Ben Teo, Brent Reid, Josh Reynolds and myself, Ben Dobbin. Have a great Sunday night. Here is the full-time Mitre 10 trade, full-time highlights. Good night.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M.
Triple M rocks footy. Full-time highlights.
Get expert service trusted by the trade at your local Mitre 10 Trade Centre.
Long pass goes across to Cherry Evans. Now it goes to Lehigh Hopewadi. Great tackle by Ethan Strange. Now short pass from Garrick. Garrick for the line and he goes there. Ruben Garrick scored. So they go high again. Weeks made a mistake. Ball loose on the deck and got knocked on. And I think Manly have scored. I think Bullimore has scored this try. They made a meal of that. Cherry Evans once again goes high. Weeks under pressure. He took it, made another mistake. Now Manly have the ball. Brooks. Bullimore gets the double. Bullimore goes for the line again.
What a hat-trick.
Starling plays there. Simpkins from dummy half and scores.
Wow.
It was a dart from dummy half. And this is getting ugly real quick. Lead runners, Olakawadu. Olakawadu gets the ball off. Sub, Garrick. Does he get there? I think he got held up.
No.
He's claiming it.
No.
He's got held up. He's got there.
They're going to have to go back and have a look at some of these lead lines.
Try confirmed, so he's going to go for goal with a minute left. 8 metres out with an opportunity. Simpkins goes into the line. Cherry Evans rubber field kick. Numbers. Garrick scores. What a kick. If you want to question his age, do it at your own will. Garrick gets 3. Another set, 10 metres out. Here's Cherry Evans. Long pass to Garrick. Garrick's got 3. Garrick, he's got 4 now. That is absolutely wafer-thin defence. Ruben Garrick has got 4 tries tonight. Now the ball back to Nicholson. Then it goes to Fogarty. Crossfield kick. And Sebastian Chris picks it up. And Canberra score a try. So the Raiders get one back as we work to the outside. Papa Lee. Offload. And Hudson Young scores. And Hudson Young gets a try. Full time at Four Pines Stadium. Manly 40, Canberra 12.
McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Triple M footy lives on Listener. Catch all our games, interviews, replays and more. That's LISTNR.
Breakfasts are so much better on Triple M these days. Bo, Woodsy and Kat. Well, no Bo at the moment. He is missing in action, taking a double dip. So they got Merrick Watts. He's back. And the show tomorrow from 6 a.m. It has a lot of content, Jammer.
Mick Malloy is in the studio tomorrow, Ben. And, well, he's been up to some things in the shower. Of all places.
Oh, I don't even want to know.
Hopefully scrubbing himself down.
Reedy's back with some mail and the latest of what has gone on over the weekend as well. It's all coming up. I'm not calling it Bo Woods and Cat. I'm calling it Merrick Woodsy and Cat. And that's from 6 o'clock tomorrow morning right here on Triple M Sydney.